preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
Gary Hebert, the man, the myth, the legend. I was amazed, and I was looking to become a better skater myself, and I wanted to be like Gary.
When you look at a guy like this, he's one of the most talented people in his profession. He's been given gifts by God.
It can get frustrating at times when you're trying things that, that maybe don't come as quickly to you as other things. And, you never really felt that sense of frustration with Gary. It was always about improvement and positive reinforcement.
Was it really the end? Was that head injury really the end? God has called Gary to continue to be a blessing to others and to be a passionate example.
My name is Gary Hebert, and this is the World Academy of Hockey, otherwise known as the Inside Edge.
I would recommend anybody that have a chance to come to his hockey school. I think it'd be well worth it. It'd be rewarding to all the kids and anyone he coaches, from whether it's an adult, a professional player, to a little kid like a Mike or a Squirt.
Gary, from day one, has been instrumental to my hockey career. I started out as a potential Division III player, and Gary brought me single-handedly through high school and into a top Division I prospect. I owe it all to Gary, the biggest legend on and off ice there's ever been.
Listen, watch, learn, be confident, and have faith. Those are the answers I was brought to. Yet, I only now am really learning how truly important those 5 things are.
Through preparation, through appropriate thoughtfulness and thinking, we can learn to untie the typical knots between our ears that drive us into underachievement and underperformance. And on the whole, we can learn, I think, to fulfill our God-given potential.
Gary has the innate ability to make people not only better players, but better people. The life lessons they learn from Gary are incredible.
I can always remember leaving that rink knowing as a player I got better, or I had something to improve on to get better. And I think that's what you excelled on as a coach, is giving us the knowledge to know what we needed to do to get better.
There's coaches who know the game, but can you communicate and create passion in your kids and in your players? And Gary's able to do that.
Gary's got great knowledge and the great hands, but more importantly, his ability to connect with people and care for them. His communication skills, to me, really stand out and separate him, and that's why he's one of the best, in the world.
Gary's a legend. He's a special, special man.
The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.
The following program contains strong language that is not suitable for young children. Viewer discretion is advised.
JJ, Jeff, you want to kick this thing off? Because I'm still trying to process everything here.
Yeah, it's like,
who wants to go first?
Yeah, who wants to go first?
Well,
come on in. It's open mic night with your host.
You could maybe say there's really 4 topics, but it's split into 6.
The Renegade, JJ Williams.
The Sammy and Eddie Kingston thing, which one's the better smelling turd?
And his panel of co-hosts.
I am founder. Well, call me that for today, since we're going with the Jeff Jarrett love theme here this week, according to JJ.
The West Coast Professor, Jeff Meacham.
Karma is karma.
That's professional wrestling! Damn it!
the simple man, Noah Foster.
It's showtime. Yeah. How you doing, JJ? How you doing, Jeff?
James.
Yeah.
And the He-Man, James Hebert.
Guys, imagine Baron Corbin, Carl Anderson, and Doc Gallows. The Baldies! There you go. It sounds get in there.
Short his ass and shit the bed.
He's not Amber Heard.
Give it time, JJ. Give it time.
Now, I'm sure Jeff has some stuff, but
Dumb move. Just don't pull this bullshit again. You get one.
Tony needs to stop caring about the ratings.
Bradshaw said as long as the ads are in place, we're not going to lose that third hour.
Ring of Honor does not have to be AEW light. They don't necessarily have to coexist with each other. We kind of saw that tonight to a degree.
Along with a panel of guests.
He is no longer glorious. Don't you bring that up. You want me to rant about what my NXT used to... No, we are done here for the night. I swear, James.
Because you never know who may show up for open mic night.
I leave our company in the capable hands of an extraordinary group of superstars, employees, and executives.
The first thing that came to my mind was, it's about damn time.
Amen!
All I have to say to that picture is Hulk Hogan.
Peyton's new thing is Dennis the Menace, but it's funny because she calls it Dentist the Medicine.
That's great.
When Elliot Taylor came out and did Born for Greatness live, I was popping my pussy, having a great time. I didn't care. I was having so much fun.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Fuck Bill Belichick.
Football thing. We had wrestling, and then you bring in that shit. That's just how the fan goes off the damn rails. Brilliant, bloody brilliant.
We're here.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another brand new installment of the Saturday Night Shenanigans that are Open Mic Night. I, of course, am your host and moderator, the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams. Hope everyone is having a great evening. Let's go ahead and bring in the rest of the Island of Misfit Toys. First and foremost this evening is not going to be the man whose name is on the marquee. I'm going to bring in my tag team partner first, the man who I just got done doing damn near 8 hours of streams with. Noah Foster, good sir. How are you doing this fine evening?
I'm still awake and I still have a voice, so I guess that has to count for something. I went through the gimmick, but I am tired as but I'm doing extremely well. Again, best of the PLE since WrestleMania. They definitely restored a feeling to me as a fan. This was nut and butts, and the women killed it and killed each other probably in the process. Doing extremely well. Good to be back here once again with you for the weekly Saturday Night Shenanigans Over My Night, moderated by you. Naji got through my moderated panel madness, and we moderated this PLE of insanity before the biggest party of the summer. What a way to kick off July.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just been nothing but chaos and destruction since noon Pacific, 3 Eastern. And I just have a feeling everything is going to keep on trucking here.
I'm all for it. Let's freaking go. That's all I got to say about that.
All right, so the next man I'm going to go ahead and bring in is the man whose name is on the marquee, the man who threw a tantrum in the green room when I said I wasn't bringing him on first. Jeff motherfucking Meacham is in the house.
Hey, good to see you.
Goddamn right. It's my network. I'll cry if I want to. First of all, I was going to wait till everybody came in here, but cheers to James on the edits to the intro. Bravo, sir. We'll give you a full-on toast when you come in, but damn. The edits were good. The good stuff remains. The bad stuff went bye-bye. And we were hot before that bitch, kindergarten teacher. So by God, there we go.
All right, that's fair.
There. Damn it.
Oh Lord.
The Iron Sheik is a god, and he should be forever be treasured in paradise.
Yeah, in the afterlife.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, let's go ahead and bring in the man who did the edits, rounding out the core four to start things off. The He-Man James Hebert, the man who voluntarily sat through AEW television to do a simulcast watch along. And
We cannot hear a bloody thing you're saying.
Oh, hi.
There you go.
Yes. We were told that Walter and I were told we want to kind of do a simulcast day because the semifinals of the last semifinals are the owner tonight, and we figured that we should do a watch along because it will lead into the watch along that we're going to be doing on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you know what? Makes sense. And I like simulcasts. What can I say? I'm a sucker for them. So we did it. And that just meant more content. So we had more content for you folks. We had 2 watch-alongs, and that meant a lot of things happening.
There was an inception at one point.
And the biggest return of the weekend happened on your watch. Marco Stern, by God.
Dude,
by the way, folks.
That was so weird. Like, okay, so I had to, spoiler alert, had to sit through a Jack-Off Perry match. And his open challenge opponent was Marco's stunt. So
like, what the fuck is happening?
I was like,
all right,
okay, all right, like 5'2" Marco come back. I guess. Here's my question: Marco's stunt was apparently originally he was eaten. He was eaten by Luchasaurus.
Right.
Yeah. So what? Did he just puke him back up and now he's back? Like,
well, all I know is Shivani couldn't remember when he was last on TV. I was like, Shivani, I was on the boat. That's not that anybody saw his ass on the Jericho Cruise 2021.
Well, yeah. And then Christian said, "Do you remember what happened to Marco to Luchasaurus, aka Kill Switch?" And he's like, he stopped attacking him, and then that's why he was able to get Kill Switch on his side. So I don't know.
Yeah, it was weird.
What?
It was very weird.
Whatever.
But anyway.
Anyway, let's go ahead and get the rest of the panel in here. First of all, we'll bring in the man who was color analyst to James, Mr. Reliable.
Wait for it.
Reliable.
There it is.
How's it going,
from
everyone?
Northern California, not Connecticut for a change.
No.
How's it going? Yeah, you know, I totally forgot about that clip until you did that, James. I was the original Hawk Tour.
That's right.
Yes, you were.
With his heat, he probably wishes he was back in Connecticut, but that's a whole other story.
Yeah. I was gonna say, welcome to California.
Yeah, sure.
Dude, it was hotter even than I thought it was because our restored clock in the center of town here above our little Starbucks corner is 116. I went, nope.
It is 8:10 and it's 103 degrees right now.
Jesus Christ.
It's 96 and windy where I am.
Y'all got some issues with Mother Nature. I'm just saying.
Mother Nature is a bipolar cunt and she must be stopped.
Damn.
Bipolar cousin?
No, bipolar cunt, I said. Cunt. I used the word cunt, James. Cunt to kill you.
Well, at least we're over the 10-minute mark.
England's favorite word.
That's right.
England's favorite word.
I am on one. I've been able to talk right for 4 days. I am wound the fuck up tonight.
Clearly, I could see that.
Anyway.
Last but not least, our resident statistician is here. Stat Boy Mike is in the house.
Hey.
Hello. I'm sorry if I sound like garbage, but I got a bit of a scratch, but I'm okay. I had to come in tonight. Great job on the shows, family. Good job. Well done indeed.
Bravo to
And
the
I got the
Corby
freaking
on the
hiccups.
call.
Doggone it. So I'm going to try to.
I laugh. Attack of the hiccups here on
Yeah, great way to make my supposed comeback after who knows what's going on with a case of the damn hiccups. So I apologize in advance.
We are a variety show, JJ. We got hiccups, we got cunts, we got everything for you. We're good. We're good.
Oh, it's the new TLC. Hiccups and cunts and haktuas. Oh my.
Hold on.
I'm going to dismiss myself here in a moment if we don't restore some decorum. I'm warning you all right now.
Hey, you know what?
Noah, you're talking to me about restoring decorum. Did we not have Chris Rotz on a show earlier today?
Yeah, I was going to say. Come on now. That's right. Hey, if Jackie Redmond has to put up with Drew McIntyre punching out Adam Pearce behind her and not losing control of her show, you're good, brother. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, not wearing that dress that she's not wearing, but I digress.
Right? What the hell? I mean, Canada. Good on Canada.
I have no idea what we're talking about. Moving on.
That's okay.
It's okay.
Oh, Canada.
And on top of that,
It came from the back door. No, it's fine.
Clip this. They're talking about boobs.
wait, back door.
We are not going under 4 hours, folks. It's not happening. I was hoping, but it ain't gonna happen tonight. We are all on one.
You get my chance for saying I'm calling the fucking action as it happens. What else is
The kind of
someone
the
comes
night,
up from behind?
the kind of boobs that needs another PLE, a little TLC.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna stop everybody right there because we don't want to lose Noah. Please.
Right.
I will say to end this, JJ, he got it now.
Right.
Yeah. The comprehension has been obtained.
Let's move along.
Move right along.
Oh, that was so
It's funny because I was saying to Noah as we were wrapping up the watch along, originally tonight was going to be a chill night. I didn't really have a whole lot to discuss because it had been a pretty uneventful week for the most part.
Oh, yeah.
Calm wrestling, and then tonight happened.
And then the pay-per-view happened, the PLE, and there's a lot to talk about coming out of that.
Right?
It's like part of me hates to break up the conversation about it, but clearly there is a clear-cut main event now with an announcement that was made during the course of the show.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wonder what he was referring to.
I don't know.
So,
I missed it.
So we've got we'll discuss the Money in the Bank winners real quick. And by winners, I mean the briefcase winners.
Yes.
We're not going to go in depth across the entire show.
Well, we believe in
Spoiler alert for those in
Bingo.
advance. I mean, obviously, Walter and James didn't get to see what happened because they were on their own call.
Yeah.
I think Walter saw the first match, so he knows who won the men's Money in the Bank, but no knowledge about the women's match. James is in the dark about both, but it just kind of is what it is. So we'll discuss those real quick. And then, James, you had sent a video in the chat. I did not get to watch it, I'm going to be honest. But I am willing to let you lead the conversation about that. If you want to kind of summarize that, that'll be topic number 2. And then we'll get to the blockbuster announcement that was made during the PLE for our main event topic here this evening.
Gotcha.
First and foremost, Money in the Bank briefcase holders. One of them has already cashed their briefcase in and was, I would say, unsuccessful, but I think the fact that he got punked is a little bit better way to put it.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Yep. He got him again.
There was a sign in the crowd that said Punk 3, Drew 0. It is now Punk 4, Drew 0.
Yep.
As Drew McIntyre was able to achieve the briefcase. But when he tried to cash in and make a heist of the century turn into a triple threat, the Second City Saint had something to say about it and cost him the match.
Went physically.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And he cost Seth freaking Rollins in the process.
That's probably the most interesting part of it, Noah, if I'm being real.
Look in my eyes, folks. What did you see?
See, and me and Noah were discussing on the commentary, do the terms and conditions of the gentleman's agreement still have to stand? Because with Drew cashing in and inserting, the match changed.
True.
So the terms and conditions should change. Plus, Priest pinned Drew. He didn't pin Seth.
No, it was a verbal. It wasn't in paper. It depends on both
So-
men's integrity. But
So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out come Raw. And if the terms and conditions apply, does Seth... I feel Seth has grounds to stand on in the fact that, you know, he deserves a shot because he wasn't defeated.
exactly.
If I'm go first, since
Go ahead. You seem like you were trying to say something and you just didn't get the words out. So go ahead.
I didn't want to talk over you and get the Thea Hale talk down. So I was being
my finger is on the button for that shit. Go ahead.
Well, you're good. I think we're gonna need Miss Hale tonight because it's gonna be a night. Now,
how have you not pushed that button yet after what happened initially? It's beyond
because that shit was funny as fuck. Now.
Got to give the fans what they want, Noah. Got to give them a little bit of shenanigans here to start things off.
I suppose. Yeah,
go ahead, Jeff.
So, first of all, I was watching our coverage at the same time I was watching WWE's footage. The commentary team was very much playing it up like Seth Rollins was collateral damage in the outcome of that match, that he has been screwed out of his opportunity. So it looks like they're building back toward Punk and Seth as well, which is fine by me because we never really got that payoff after Punk got hurt. And then we knew going in Mania that Seth was hurt, and they had to just get him through that. And if you watch the WrestleMania Behind the Curtain, they got him through it. Jesus Christ, that guy's leg was just non-existent by the time that match was over. Unbelievable. As far as Drew being a failed cash-in, I've actually had a problem with cashing in on the same night for a long time. I think it's devalued the concept of Money in the Bank. However, I did see a post, and I forget who. Somebody reposted somebody else's post, but the gist of it was Cody's going to be champion for a while. He's going to have a long run here, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost fait accompli that Gunther's going to win at SummerSlam or at the very latest by Berlin. Neither one of those guys needs a lurker on their reign. They need to be able to go forward and have a badass championship reign, especially Cody after finishing the story for 2 years and legitimately finishing the story by having that belt in the garden. Like he's got his moment now. He needs to be able to run with it.
Mm-hmm.
Gunther, when he does become the world champion, has to survive the night, be it SummerSlam or Berlin, whatever it's going to be. So neither one of those guys needs somebody lurking in the shadows with that briefcase. So it was almost like it had to happen. And the way they did it with Drew cashing in Rollins style, and that cash in and Punk's involvement costing both Drew and Rollins leaves us guessing now going into Cleveland, like who's going to face CM Punk? Is it going to be Drew McIntyre? Is it going to be Seth Rollins? Are Drew and Seth going to face off and Punk's still going to sit there and puppet master? There's a lot better answers and questions coming out of it being cashed in tonight for Drew. It sucks for Drew. It does. I love Drew McIntyre. I want him to be the champion again, but I also loved the storyline advancement with him tonight and during the post show where he damn near threw 3 referees into the people and knocked Pierce on his ass and had to have Wade Barrett literally drag him away to make sure he didn't get himself in trouble more than he already was. Great story advancement. Not a good night if you're Drew McIntyre or a fan of him being the World Heavyweight Champion, but great if you're a fan of WWE and storyline.
Fair assessment. Before we throw it over to Mike, I did see his hand up. Arlene said, I already expressed my dislike of Drew winning the briefcase think it was wasted and should have been used to build up a star. She did super chat $5 prior to us going on the air, and also super chatted during the watch along saying this is why she didn't want Drew to win Money in the Bank, was because of this.
Yep. And she's
I
right.
am still here. I have just taken myself off camera because my dinner was brought to me. Stat Boy, you got the hot tag.
I now regret saying what I said a few weeks ago about giving Drew the title. I totally am. I am. No offense to you, Jeff. I value your opinion. I love you as my brother, but I don't want to see him with the belt. I'm sorry. He has now got one of the. He's now got one of the infamous stats that you don't want to have on your title. It is the fastest way to fail a cash in at 1 hour and 30 minutes. I confirmed that just after the match, so I went back and checked that out. And the reason I flipped, I met a nice Scottish family at work today, and we started talking about Drew McIntyre. And I called him a Scottish crybaby. I did, because now, it's like he had his moment. Yes, he won. Good job. You got the briefcase. Good for you. Yes. Also, Renegade, I'll say this to you. Anybody knows how much I praise my brother. He's the king of loopholes. So whatever he says about Seth Rollins having a good enough defense or case, if it comes out of the Renegade's mouth, it's gold. I mean, he can find his he could talk his way out of a paper bag in 5 seconds with a way out of every situation. That's how much I love my brother very much. And he knows I'm telling the truth, so he's not going to stop me. Anyway, going back to Drew, like I said, Drew is now in this crybaby tantrum phase. He started it when he threw out the "I quit" thing. Okay, that was a tantrum. Of course, it was part of the ruse to beat up Punk. That tantrum just got extended to a whole new level. He hit Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce can take it. Adam Pearce is a tough son of a bitch. We know this. But what's next? Is he gonna hold the WWE hostage because he doesn't get his way, because he wants to have a fight with CM Punk so damn bad? Guess what, Drew? You had your moment. You screwed it up. You lost. Yes, you lost because of somebody else, but you should have teased the cash in, and then it would have worked better. Also, I want to notice something must have happened to Damian, because if you saw them, if you're watching, he did not move. He did not kick out. Something had that's my opinion. I saw Damian flat on his back. The ref stopped the 3 count. Oh my God, what the hell happened? He was probably legitimately hurt. Then the cue came down, so maybe it was on the fly. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on all that. So there you go.
Oh yeah, I didn't even know he may have suffered. Was he like really dinged up bad, Noah? Because you were the one that saw it. Like was Damian Priest looked like he was out for a few seconds?
He legit did. I was wondering what the hell happened. Did he actually get the shoulder up, or was that more of a referee discretion moment? Yeah.
Yikes! So that's 2 injuries tonight, by the way, because Hangman Adam Page got a legit bad cut in his match tonight off the concrete floor. So that's 2 injuries.
Badass.
It did look badass, but fuck! Wow. Okay.
Well, yeah,
I'm not sure if it was an injury.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if it was an injury or just they missed the cue. If Drew's music was maybe supposed to hit after the 2 for the interruption, distracting the ref, and it didn't hit right away.
I think there was definitely a miscommunication somewhere there, because I was wondering why there was a pause lapse. Nobody could figure out what was going on at that moment.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
And unfortunately, the crowd sensed it and shit all over it.
Oh, jeez. Oh, another botch. So let's boo and make a whatever. Get over it, people. It happens. It's pro
This
wrestling.
is
It ain't
the
ballet.
IWC. This is what they do, unfortunately. Pettiness to the highest degree, no matter what work or company. Anyway, I'm scoring no DQ, so please continue.
Yes.
I was going to go to you next, Noah, so go ahead.
Oh, okay. So we're basically talking about the circumstances. Basically, we're doing our own post show here, and I have the TV up, and I'm trying to track back to what's happened. To your point, I'm literally looking. Oh, shit! He back elbowed the shit out of Adam Pearce. Whoa. Okay. I see what you mean. Deck up.
Yeah, that's why Barrett dragged him off, because he knew if Pierce got up and Drew got another shot, Drew was going to kayfabe get himself fired.
Well, okay. Unsafe work environment, unsafe worker. Just saying. All right.
Well, the United Kingdom forms after all these years, after it being on WWE 12. It's finally going to happen. We're going to get Wade Barrett, Sheamus, and Drew McIntyre all trying to consolidate Drew to be like, calm the fuck down. Calm down.
Here we go, James. That might be a League of Nations that actually work. What? Anyway.
Barrett, McIntyre. The British, come on, invites himself. Get in there.
Oh, God. Anyway,
the nations.
All right, we're talking about Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, Seth freaking Rollins. We're talking about this triangle at this point, right? That's the essence of this topic and conversation. Like, which way are we going with who?
Yeah.
All right, LA Knight. Yeah. Okay. Again, you really laid the groundwork better than a freaking recycling bin triangle or the cause and effect of rock, paper, scissors at this point, JJ. I gotta imagine what started with Seth freaking Rollins versus CM Punk has to be an end game at the forefront in what has imploded into ready to combust Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk, where nothing's gonna hold these two back from ripping each other's throats out, which then leaves the factor Damian Priest. And we know Damian Priest's future at this point. He's facing the King Gunther at SummerSlam for the World Heavyweight Championship, and that may be his undoing. But as far as Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, and CM Punk has not seen the lies. He's made both Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre interesting. If it wasn't for CM Punk, you honestly wonder if you would care about the other two to this degree at this point this year in this new era where neither man holds the championship. I gotta consider right now that we're gonna get Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk prior to Seth freaking Rollins versus CM Punk. But I wonder if Seth is going to go on behalf of Drew to help him in that assault, because both these men can't stand this guy. So I almost feel like we're in a handicap scenario where right now CM Punk is public enemy number one in two people's eyes. But more importantly, at this point, I'm just waiting for Monday Night Raw to see if Adam Pearce reprimands Drew McIntyre or understands that, okay, he's mad under pressure. Maybe I could give him, that bit of concern, even though he put his hands on me. I'm a WWE official, just saying. I have to imagine if we don't get CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre at SummerSlam, they got to run back Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins because they have one common goal, the World Heavyweight Championship. What's more important, gold or revenge? I think right now here for both Seth and Drew, it may be pretty much the same level, but at the end of the day, they both want the World Heavyweight Championship. And since they're out of the championship picture, maybe Adam Pearce can neutralize the situation until CM Punk's fully clear to compete and turns into a pseudo number one contenders match prior to SummerSlam. But I definitely think we're getting Punk versus McIntyre, no holds barred, sooner rather than later, and Seth might be commentary for it. I'm curious to see where this goes, though. And congrats to Damian Priest. I'll comp you on. I was wrong.
Well, we did get the announcement earlier while we were live doing Simply Predicting, giving our predictions.
Yes.
If there's a PLE that seems to be designed for this, it would be October 5th, Bad Blood.
No doubt. No doubt. Definition.
And I'm not usually a fan of starting feuds with a big money match.
Right.
But even though they haven't touched in the ring since the Rumble, this wouldn't really be the start of the feud. I say let's repeat history and have them in Hell in a Cell at Bad Blood.
Oh, dear God.
The same show that the original Hell in a Cell happened.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And one of the most barbaric Hell in a Cell matches of all time, Triple H and Shawn Michaels.
On the same date that match occurred.
Exactly. I'm definitely into Monday Night Raw highlights, to say the least. Still too long, though. Just saying, this is going to be interesting heading into SummerSlam. I'm all in on this.
And me and Arlene want royalties if they go with Taylor Swift's Bad Blood for the theme song.
Oh, yeah.
That happens.
There's a Cole Rowland cover.
If you want to save Hell in a Cell for like the last match between them, then at least do a first blood match at Bad Blood.
There you go.
Nah,
I always consider Hell in a Cell an end game. Go ahead.
I do too, but Triple H is a historian, and I think he brought Bad Blood back for a reason.
Fair.
I think he's doing it on that date for a reason.
Fair.
So Punk Drew inside the cell just makes perfect sense to me.
In the hometown of Cody Rhodes, where you know he's got his own Bad Blood right now with this bootleg bloodline.
Yes, Stat Boy, really quickly, since you already spoke, and then we're going to go down to Walter.
With a special appearance by Glenn Jacobs on his birthday, just as it is mine.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
It's true,
no, Mikey,
though.
that's a bad Mikey.
No, it's not. He made his debut on October 5th, and he wants me there for my birthday. So there, I said it.
He can barely walk right now.
Play the clip.
Before we go to Walter, we did get another super chat from Arlene. Thank you. Did the ref make a bad call on the possible 3 count? I think it's undeniable that the ref made a bad call.
Yeah, that was a miscue. Bad, blatant miscue.
Yeah, because whether it was a miscue or not, it was very visual that the ref stopped and that there was no kick out.
Noticeable.
That is a screw job of Hebner / Edwards-esque magnitude. Like, seriously.
The problem with that, hang on though. The problem with that is that if the design and finish is Priest retaining the title, they have to get there. So that's more of a production faux pas than a referee faux pas, because they got to get the camera with that shit at that point.
Yep.
Therefore,
by the sounds of it, you might as well have the referee 1-2 and middle finger him. Like, I'm not counting 3.
Well, or yeah, I mean,
it doesn't matter if the ref counts
the
3.
Yeah.
Right. In the split second, you don't realize is dinged out for real. So you kind of just have to go with what you're going with. But yeah, if it wasn't going to be the pinfall, then they should have just had somebody break it up rather than Priest be kicking out of it, you know? So, or something it should have been done differently. But again, you make a split-second decision in the moment. I wouldn't necessarily fault the referee for that. Certainly wouldn't compare him to Earl Hebner or that no good rotten Jarrett screwing Aubrey Edwards. Just a minute. No, I will not be quiet about that.
Yes, you will. It's over, and we are done with that. Because if Aubrey is going to be with fucking Henry Page, shut the fuck up. You're never going to snap it. Let's go off you.
Nobody's shutting up. What the?
The clip doesn't work when y'all are unmuted talking over the clip.
Hey, that was a bad time for that clip, because the bottom line, I'm still right in my argument. This is an AEW. It's still to be, but I will argue debate where nobody wins or loses against Aubrey Edwards and all you buffoons till the cows come home and I leave you YouTube purgatory. Getting back on
I'll tell you what, when we get to the collision discussion, I'll go ahead and say my piece. Fine. I'm a patient man, Foster.
Yeah, me too. Oh, I got all the time in the world. What is sleep, Jeff? What is sleep?
Go ahead, Walter.
Man, I talk more than anyone, and I know what the mute button is at least.
Oh, no. Is that all you had? Is that all you had?
So do I.
Literally? Come on, dude.
Oh, shit. Oh,
that's Jeff. High five for that one, Jeff.
Jeff muted him.
Yeah.
That's good.
Jeff for the win.
That's abuse of power. You're as bad as the EVPs.
Oh, no.
Oh, God. People power.
All right. That's it.
Anywho.
That's it. That's wrong. That's just wrong.
Seth, yeah, but like JJ was saying at the beginning, Seth has a legit gripe now because he didn't lose his one-on-one match. So
Yeah.
whatever you do, if you're gonna do Drew versus Punk, Seth versus Punk, here's my wallet, WWE. You can take my money because either one of them that you doing, I'm legit gonna be happy. And Bad Blood, I hopefully JJ's right. He got it on the money. I never even thought about the date and everything. So if you, we're not fans of starting off with the big matches, but these two hate each other so much, and there's been so much interference and people sliding in and them messing with each other that you kind of need to sell so that no one gets in. It's not only designed for no one to escape, it's designed for no one to go in. So you kind of need a match like that. So whatever they do, but shout out to Drew who re-signed, has to go through all this BS because I know at the end he's gonna get a reward. He's gonna get the title. He just has to be patient. And I know that if they say we're gonna keep doing this, we're gonna keep doing that, but in the end you're gonna get rewarded for the title. But I mean, this isn't AEW, but man, it seems like Drew's part of Don Callis' family because he gets screwed more than anybody. And we know Don Callis is the man who uses the screwdriver for everything. But damn, Drew gets screwed a lot.
That's true.
Well,
That's true.
go ahead, James. Do you have anything you want to add to this? I know you didn't see it, but anything you want to add to this discussion about Drew winning the briefcase, cashing in, feeling the cash in, Punk's involvement?
I see them definitely building into some high stakes. I think the way they're going to do this is SummerSlam, they're going to book a triple threat between the three. Drew's going to get the dub, and that's how he'll get his shot against Gunther, who will win the title, because let's be honest, we all see that coming. That will be that match for Bad Blood, while Punk and Seth actually have the Bad Blood match. I think they'll deviate into that program because that could actually very much pivot to Seth and Punk having their blow off. That will eventually culminate there, because I think there's going to be a pay-per-view probably in between that and Bad Blood. Well, they'll have one match, and then it will get into this Hell in a Cell. And then you're going to have Punk screw Drew again against Gunther. I think that's where we're going to go. I don't think it's over. Not by a long shot. But that's how I do it, because there's so many moving parts, and if you can't do it in one match and you have to spread it out through multiple matches, that's the best way I think you can kind of get to that destination for everything. But that's how I do it.
Okay.
So, yeah. Pretty much.
Emmanuel with a quick $2 super chat while we're on the topic. Thank you, Emmanuel. Is this setting up a triple threat, or will Seth cost Punk? I have a feeling that we might get a triple threat.
Yep.
I'm not sure at what point. The fact that CM Punk seems to be coming back every month and getting involved tells me that he's got to be just about ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
We could potentially get the triple threat come SummerSlam, and then get the splinter off to get Punk versus Seth at Bash in Berlin, and then Punk versus Drew at Bad Blood.
Yep.
That would be my guess. You know, we'll definitely have to see how WWE wants to play it out, but the fact that Punk has been as active as he has been lately tells me that he's got to be just about ready to come back.
Yeah, exactly.
And even if he just comes back and he's an on-screen presence from now until SummerSlam, that's enough for me. I don't get enough of CM Punk on my TV.
Amen to that.
I've been a fan of Punk's since he debuted in WWE CW. I had seen a little bit of his ROH stuff prior to that, and then, of course, his TNA stuff, but I really became a fan when he debuted for the E, so. All right, well, in addition to Drew McIntyre, Miss Money in the Bank. Noah, what time is it?
It's Tiffy time. She did it. Damn it, Chelsea Green. You were so close. Chelsea cha-ching forever. Oh, man. VIP performer. Congratulations to Tiffany.
Yes, it is now Tiffy time. James, will go ahead and start with you and run it back around. Again, no, you didn't watch. Thoughts on Tiffany Stratton as Miss Money in the Bank?
Congrats.
Very, very happy with this decision. Also, I'm noticing on the briefcase, there's VOT International. Shout out the boys. They're really pushing the boys season 4 this season.
Yes, they were.
Very
Both
good season.
Money in the Bank matches and the main event were all sponsored by the boys.
The fuck is that?
It's basically if superheroes were corrupted by politics, and it's basically like this pseudo realistic drama. Long story. It's a good show. Like it. Anyway. Yeah, Tiffy time wins the champion. Well, wins the briefcase championship. Listen to me. Yeah, she got the briefcase. I'm happy about that. I think in ring, she's definitely improved. Her ability, like she's probably one of the fastest people to rise through the ranks in WWE in a while. And to me, it's like tremendous. Like it really is. It's tremendous. She deserves it. She worked her ass off to get to where she is at this point. Like it's undeniable at this point. Like you can't take away anything Tiffany's done to get to where she is. Like I was like when she first came back after I think it was her first injury. I'm not sure what it was. I think it honestly, I don't know if it was an injury or for something else, but she came back and she said, "Did you miss me?" And I just walked off on the air because of how cringe
I
the
remember
promo
that.
was.
It was the New Year resolution after the New Year happened.
Yeah.
You were mad up with the calendar bias.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, because that was a NXT event I had to call. That's right. So to see from her going from that all the way to where she is now is really, really cool to see because like she's actually like won me over. And yeah, good. I'm a fan of Tiffy time now. I like Tiffy time. More Tiffy time. It's great.
I completely agree. You know, we talked about it on Simply Predicting. I was just like you. I could not stand her when I first started watching, but she slowly grew on me, and I am all aboard. And I compared it, and Mikey will get this reference. Jeff's probably heard the story before, but I compared it to when Pop saw Carrie Underwood walk into the auditions and said she's going to win the entire show. And she did. That is how I feel with Tiffy. Is like I see her as the face of the division for the next 5 to 10 years. Once the horsewomen are gone, yeah, you've already got one in AEW. You've got one who's still got a big fat question mark. You've got Charlotte, who's still quote unquote on injury. And you've really just got Bayley right now. So the horsewoman era is dead. Natty is gone. You know, her contract is expired. She has not re-signed that we know of.
Huh.
She's taken down mentions of WWE on her social media.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
So, I mean, we could see a Slammiversary debut. That's in Canada as well. Montreal to be exact. So, you know.
Yep.
There's definitely history with the Hearts in Montreal, right, Uncle Brett?
Yeah, teach a little bit.
But yeah, as soon as Tiffy hit the main roster, I called her for Queen of the Ring or Money in the Bank.
Yep, you did.
And here she is, Miss Money in the Bank. And she's been running with Nia Jax lately. She's kind of wrangled her to be her bestie, her Piper Niven, if you will, to her Chelsea Green. And I see her cashing that briefcase in on her. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Lure Nia into that false sense of security, and whether it's at SummerSlam, whether she becomes the first female to cash in at WrestleMania, Tiffany Stratton will be taking that title from Nia Jax. Mark my words, July 6th, 2024, 8:47 Pacific, 11:47 Eastern.
If Tiffany cashes in when we're there for WrestleMania, I'm gonna pop. I'm gonna be so fucking.
You and me both, bruv.
Oh yeah, dude. I'll be happy for us being there. Shit.
Yeah, true.
But we'll get to that later.
Yes, Walter, your thoughts on Tiffy time?
Yeah, my sentiments exactly. I picked her. I knew she was going to win. And spoiler on the presser, she already talking about changing the damn briefcase to
right.
pink with some diamonds on it and make it look like a purse.
Maybe a
So
little
she's leaning all the
bedazzled.
way in it. Yeah, bedazzled and put a strap on it, make it look like a purse. So she's already leaning all in. I said she was going to do it. I knew it. Whether her or Chelsea won it, I said that briefcase is going to change in some way, some form. Somebody's going to do something, and I just I love it. Yeah, you got to. You got to lean into it all the way. But hopefully,
I used to say, since we made the American Idol a joke, make it your own.
Exactly.
Yes.
I
Also,
wouldn't mind her.
Go for it, Walter. I'll let you finish.
And I would say I wouldn't mind her holding it and being that first woman to cash it at WrestleMania. Of course, we'll be there live, or just breaking Carmelo's record. Carmelo's the only one who really held on to that briefcase for a long time. Everyone else kind of cashed it in the same night that they won, or like really close. They wouldn't have it like more than a week. So, hopefully she does it. She does it justice, and I agree with you. She's gonna cash it on Nia. And we talked about it earlier. Arlene said that she might cash it on the Raw champion. I think she'll let Nia think that, and then last minute, boom, she turns on Nia. I don't think we could get sympathetic for Nia, even though I'm the only fan of Nia. Like I always praise Nia, but I'm like the only one that does it.
Hey,
I don't hate on Nia. I have been Team Nia ever since she came back because I don't see what everybody else talks about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have too. She's improved, and I was one of the people who criticized her back then.
See, and I wasn't around during the Botchamania Nia era, so I look at her and her in-ring performance based off of what I heard from people, and I'm like,
what are you talking about?
Why are you talking shit about this?
Exactly. I had to defend that Botchamania. I was defending it even back then, saying stuff happens. So I've always been behind that, but I don't know if that'll force her to be face, because I think people would just be behind Tiffany. Maybe Tiffany will be one of those people that are impromptu faces. Like they don't want you to cheer her, but people would cheer her. She's doing the same effect that she's had on all of us, where we didn't like her and then she slowly grew on us. I think she's doing that to all the fans, because you can see that people like her, and you can see people cheering her. Although her character is not built to be a face, something might have to force WWE's turn. We've seen that before. We've seen where people force their hands. So
Yeah.
I'm happy for Tiffany though. It's good on her. It's about damn time.
That's true. Now, as far as making the briefcase hers, she has it like feminine on the outside, but on the inside, she has to channel her masculinity, like she did on, like she talked about in the Chris Van Vliet interview. If you haven't watched that interview, that's a great interview. That's where you'll understand what I'm saying. Go for it. She'll have like a barbecue inside the thing, because we know there's not actually a contract in there. So she can have like a little grill, and she can put like hot dogs and shit, like start grilling, being a grill master inside the briefcase. I was just saying. She talks about it. I'm not saying it. Those are her words, not mine. So there you go.
We need to clip Noah saying, "Damn it, James, you freaking idiot."
I'm just saying.
That way he doesn't have to throw his voice out every time, and we can just hit the clip. Noah, to you, good sir. Tiffy time.
Okay, first off, before we talk about Tiffy time, I'm just going to speak right here, right now. This was the 8th women's Money in the Bank ladder match, and I'd be damned if that wasn't the best women's Money in the Bank ladder match I've seen in the history that match has existed. All those women fucking killed it and each other in the process. And the fact of the matter that literally over half the field was in their first, and they fucking broke each other. Io Sky, Zoe Stark, what the fuck is wrong with you two? Chelsea Green, God bless you. I love that match top to bottom. Mad respect to all those women. That being said, we talked about it before. When it came to winners, there was 2 women on our radar. Nobody else. It was Tiffany Stratton and Chelsea Green. And both women culminated in the end in that winning opportunity moment. As Chelsea Green, why did you not learn from Slammiversary? Shout out to the virtual Sal Perazzo bringing up that comment by the way, for those that know. Why did you not learn from Slammiversary 2022? You and Deanna fell the exact same way in Queen of the Mountain through 2 damn tables off the top of the ladder to the outside of the floor. Got it. But again, mad respect. Chelsea Green MVP. But Tippy time. There is no argument looking at the women's roster, still models, still a key tag team thrown together mostly, that Tiffany Stratton is a top-tier singles champion waiting to happen. I still believe she has all the potential to beat Bayley one-on-one, which has not happened yet for the championship. And now Money in the Bank, don't even need to worry about that as far as a fair and square match goes. She can just get it anytime she wants. But my heart goes out to Chelsea Green, Canada's own, the only Canadian in that match, so damn close. Definitely had the moments for me, and Io Sky probably needs her spine rearranged. Jesus Christ. James, go look at the clip from Wrestling Company. She'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Gotcha. And Zoe Stark might have a concussion for all we know, because she was not part of the walk-offs as I saw the post-show. But yeah, it's a huge opportunity. There's no doubt she's going to make this case her own, probably like a freaking Gucci handbag from Rodeo Drive, if we're being honest here. Rich girl, material girl, whatever. But she definitely earned it. She is one of those that proven that she doesn't want anything given. She wants everything earned, and she has worked extremely hard for this opportunity. That seamless transition into the cartwheel Alabama slammer into the ladder, and there were some messy, dangerous spots taken by some of these inexperienced women here too. I gotta give credit where credit's due, but the right person won. Now it's just a matter of how you capitalize on that. When do you pull the trigger on that opportunity? To that point earlier, Carmella does hold the record, 287 days, the one to hold the briefcase the longest. Can Tiffany Stratton surpass that and even go beyond WrestleMania, be the first one to do that WrestleMania in the city where you place your bets and go all in? Las Vegas? Wouldn't surprise me one bit. They should go celebrate in California. My match tonight was definitely the women's Money in the Bank, and Tiffany Stratton was the rightful winner, but damn it, Chelsea Green was so damn close, and I think she still deserves it. But I got no arguments. It's Tippy time all the time, and now there's even more potential for where Tippy time can go from here as the next women's world champion.
There you go. You heard it from the simple man himself. I saw the private chat. Since you're going to dip after your thoughts, we'll go ahead and have you close up your thoughts. We'll go to Jeff first and then you, Stat Boy. Calm down.
No, I'm sorry. I was going to say something else. Did I hear when I was off camera, somebody mentioned Jordan Grace's predictive tweet showing what happened to Chelsea with the tables?
Yes.
Jordan Grace straight tweeted that shit out like 5 minutes before Chelsea took this fall tonight. I was like, whoa.
She knew it. She freaking knew it.
She's a juggernaut and she's a prophet, dude. Jesus Christ. Give her more money, Anthem. Anyway.
Grace Stradamus, but anyways.
Grace Stradamus, you got a freaking reality show on your hands, Anthem. Take that shit. Get more eyes on Axis, because Lord knows you need it. Anyway. Can you find the channel?
Like where's Waldo?
TNA Plus is where we find it. Anyway.
Or you find it on YouTube for $1 a month and you watch it
for now.
90 minutes.
Till they get rid of that.
On my TV is the Axis channel.
That's right.
If you know, you know, everyone.
If you don't know, my God, learn yourselves.
Hey,
if you don't know, you're too young for the room. If you know, you're our people.
It's valid, because that shit was on in the 90s. So you are too young for the room there.
I was a 90s kid. That was the best era of television. Don't at me.
Exactly. All right. So I love that they gave it to Tiffany. I was like Jay because I was watching NXT when he returned to fandom and NXT was what it was. And I feared she was going to go the same route as Lacey Evans ended up going, where she was just brought up way too fast and it just tanked so bad.
Yeah.
She should be on NXT TV. Lacey Evans shouldn't have been at that point. And I mistakenly put Tiffany in that category. But her program with Fallon really changed my perspective on her. Because she, having a feud with Fallon Henley and you end up on the losing side to have to do some of the most ungodly thing. Like my family grew up on a farm, so it's like I've seen that shit happen. Never had to work it full time every day, but I have had my occasions of doing it. I wouldn't wish that shit on nobody, quite literally. So as a TV character, it was wonderful to see it play out. But anyway, I look forward to her continuing on as Miss Money in the Bank. By the way, to a certain chat room that I inhabit now more frequently than I ever used to, the reason that they were calling it Ms. Money in the Bank, it sounded like a Z, is because that's how you differentiate it verbally from Miss. Because some women in the pressure field don't like to be called Miss. It makes them sound too young. So it's Ms. Money in the Bank. So to the people in that chat room, specifically one person, show your education better. Just throwing them out there. You work in customer service anyway, so come on. Give me a break. Now that I've been a dick, I'll pass on the mic.
All right. Well, before we give it over to Mike, I think it's interesting, Noah, how you talked up the women's match, because supposed respected journalists said that the women's ladder match is a disaster with one missed spot after another. That just goes to show how out of touch they are. But these are the same people that pop and give 25.5 stars to all the flippity McFlapper shit that they see over on AEW and wouldn't know a good WWE match if it walked over and smacked them across the face.
Well, everyone's entitled to their opinions. I don't have to agree with them, nor do I have to acknowledge them. So,
I don't agree with the journalist in question anyway. I never do, because that is what it is. I don't disagree with the basic thought process that match. There was more than just that person commenting on that type of scenario in that match. It felt like it was being rushed, particularly. I think it was Zoe and Lyra at one point. They were just moving so fast. It looked like it was getting sloppy. So I get the complaint, but when it comes from somebody whose credibility is about as valid as a $3 bill, it kind of doesn't wash.
Yeah, I will not deny the fact that there are a couple of botched spots, and I said it earlier on the broadcast here, or no, I said it before we went live here when we were talking about it with James, and I said it on the call with Noah.
Yep.
I want to see the IWC give them the same amount of shit that they give Jade Cargill. And if they're not going to, then you guys are fucking racist, and that's why you give her shit. And you can just kindly shut the fuck up and exit the fandom. Because that's literally the only difference between her and the two women that botched in the match. So,
reckless abandonment.
I shall watch the match now, because I feel weird to say it was. I can't say he's a dick and then not watch it. Now I have to watch it.
You owe it yourself.
Well, like I said, you got to watch back our coverage of the match anyways, because you got to clip Noah talking about them coming in the back door.
Lord, here we go.
You got to clip that for the end of the year highlight.
Why is that always taken out of context?
It's not,
because you have 5 men here who
live in the gutter,
engage in activities with the opposite sex, while you have refined yourself to be single for life.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it just is what it is, bro.
It is what it is. Yeah.
That boy, go ahead and take us home on Tiffy time, and then you can do your plugs about how you're not going to be on the air for a couple of weeks, and then you can bounce out of here.
Good Lord Almighty.
I deserve that. He's right. Congratulations. It is Tiffy time. Let's see where it goes with that. I am a little bit concerned about Zoe Stark. That was one of the scariest, almost the scariest botches. One of the scariest moves I've ever seen in a ladder match.
Accurate.
I, honest to God, thought that in the initial planning they were gonna like make her go through the ladder, but that would have killed her. So I hope she's okay. I don't wish pain or anything on anybody.
I swear Io Sky was frozen in time like a bent over lump. That was beyond fucking insane.
Indeed. And it's like I said, how did the six men have to follow that? The ladies stole the show like they've been doing in the latest evolution of women's wrestling in WWE. So kudos to all of them. I would have liked to see maybe a little bit of more between Chelsea and Tiffy, because if you think about it, yes, Chelsea's got the Karen gimmick. Tiffy's kind of got the thing going a little bit too, but just with a different style, a different look. Have the battle of two Karens battle it out and see who wins. And I'm going to age myself. I haven't heard of the Bedazzler for years. That's a thing. I miss the Bedazzler. So, like I said, let's see where it goes. I hope she has a good run with it. She literally, pun intended, has all the time in the world to get that briefcase cashed in.
Well, as far as we know, she lives on Tiffy time. So I don't know if she's got some Doctor Who shit going on, but
Tiffy time still equates to 1 full year, regardless.
That is, well, yeah, but maybe she can extend time. We don't know. Maybe she's a time traveler. That's why she always says Tiffy time.
This is not Morgan Freeman, all right? Cut that out.
Dude, she should bedazzle the TARDIS. That'd be badass.
Oh, no. You don't mess with the TARDIS. No. The TARDIS is too iconic. You don't mess with that.
We need a pinked out, bedazzled TARDIS. That's what we need. I am calling for that shit right now.
No. I don't even really watch Doctor Who, but I know you don't mess with the TARDIS. It's too iconic.
And I'm not about Bedazzle. I miss the movie Bedazzle with Elizabeth Hurley as the devil. That shit.
True. That was one of my favorites as well. As far as me and the sports bar, yes, JJ is correct. I will not be in the sports bar for 2 weeks. Some things have come up. We're planning some stuff. My car is broken, so that's another issue in there as well. But I will be in the sports bar at its regular time on the 23rd of July on a Tuesday. That problem finally got solved. I'm very happy to announce that. Thank goodness. Thank you to the Spark for finally getting that taken care of. And so a lot of things to cover in the sports bar, of course, but we got to take a little break because, one, life kicked in. I need a new fuel pump. Go figure that one out. Ugh. I as much as I love having a car, I regret almost getting it because now life kicks in and you got to gas it up, you got to insure it, and now you got to maintain the damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
Better of two evils. Either way, 2 weeks back in the sports bar. I love you all, family. You did a great job on the shows. Keep up the good work, and remember to follow me on Twitter X at LBStatKid1977. I love you all. Stat Boy out.
All right. Thank you very much, Stat Boy, for joining us this evening and being part of the festivities. We are going to take a commercial break now, and we will show you what you can find in the sports bar when he returns. And when we come back from that break, James will lead the conversation in the topic that he wanted to discuss. Stay tuned.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
You ever wanted to come into a sports bar where the barkeeps know their game? Well, the Jeff Meacham Network Multiverse of Media has got a production just for you. Sit down and relax as the Stat Boy and his partner break down the statistics in all things sports. Whether it's football, basketball, motorsports, baseball, hockey, soccer, professional wrestling, mixed martial arts, boxing, and much, much more. All are welcome. Your barkeeps here keep you up to date and in the know of everything going on in sports, while also having a pleasant conversation about it all. Your host and owner of the bar, Stat Boy Mike. His partner in crime, Dory Lou. And a host of other guests coming in. The food's hot, the seats are warm, the drinks are ice cold, and the sports talk is plentiful. Cassidy 18 Studios presents Stat Boy Sports Bar. Take a bar stool and enjoy the show.
When you realize you edit like all the ads almost. The channel. I just realized that. I'm like, God damn. I do all.
And
all
your
the-
voiceover over them.
Yeah, true.
So James did mention that he had it was mentioned that he sent a video to us, but he mentioned in private that he was going to bring that up next week with a little more
detail
research done under details under his belt. So let's have you two who's talk about Collision.
Yeah, so Collision was a very interesting show. I was surprised at how interesting it would be. I thought it was just going to be kind of like you're running the mill, like they weren't really trying Collision. Wasn't the case.
Right.
MJF was on. I knew if MJF was coming on, he was going to have something to say about what happened with Daniel Garcia. He outright said the reason, basically stating that, hey, I offered you. You ignored me for a match with All In. And so now you're paying the price because I'm making sure you couldn't wrestle in again. Like, he's full heel now. Like, it's no question. Like, he's fully gone back to the prick as he started. His
He doesn't even have a plaid scarf anymore. He went completely black.
Yeah, black scarf, no color about it. Like, he is full dark mode MJF. And then he cut a promo on the fans about how they turned their back on him, and they said, "Thank you, Joe." When I was, when I opened up to you, and it was a great promo. It was a really good promo, as per usual. And then
he said, "I broke my body for you, and you did that to me."
Yeah, I broke my body, and I did that for you. He went back and played back the promo where he opened up and he's like, "I told you folks, if you ever did that and you broke me and ripped my heart out, that it was going to be a bad day for all of you. Well, guess what? That rude awakening is about to come in a big way," is essentially what he said. And then he called out everybody's favorites, the favorite flavors of the month. He mentioned Swerve Strickland and Okada in passing, but he targeted Will Ospreay.
Oh shit!
Right away. It wasn't even a day, and he's now calling him out. And it looks like they're building to Wembley Stadium. All for the international title.
It's to the point I threw my wallet at the screen and said, "Just take my money." Tony.
Yeah,
right. Literally.
Right. Now, here's the thing: Will Ospreay has not responded yet. And what was the thing I said, Jeff? They are the two best talkers and wrestlers in the business. Period. 1A, 1B is who we got right now. It's for a secondary title,
right?
Like, that's how stacked the roster is. Number one. Number two, these are two biggest stars in the company, and they're about to go bar for bar promo-wise. Will Ospreay speaks this week on Dynamite.
Oh, shit.
MJF literally said, "You call yourself the Billy Goat. Now get your ass out of here so I can sacrifice you like one."
Yeah,
That was like the line.
which is such a baller line. And then
that's a great fucking line, man.
That's brilliant.
That's
Those
good.
that know their Old Testament terminology and history. Oh, man.
Then he did the Shawn Michaels troll and played
yeah.
Rose Ospreay's music, but nobody came out.
Yeah, it was so good. Like, you
cheeky
pulled out
bastard.
all the whole deal shtick, man. I was like, yes, our scumbag is in true form. Now, here's the thing. Max, while we understand the rest of the peons that absolutely turned their back on you, we here at the Jeff Meacham Network Multiverse of Media, we're not at all turning our backs on you. In fact, we were actually praising you and making sure that we were wishing you a speedy recovery and a good luck to wherever you ended up going. So we here at the Jeff Meacham Network Multiverse of Media do not represent the rest of the fandom in the IWC. We are very cultured individuals. So therefore, you will always be our scumbag, indubitably.
Yes, if you wish to return to AEW television and lay out the Young Bucks, we will stand behind you. We may even kick them in the face ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'll practice my super kick. I'll practice my super kick.
If you want to go against Will Ospreay, we will gladly give you our goddamn money. For one thing, it's just throwing that out there.
Mm-hmm.
I finally got my hands on the MJF shirt that Tatilla bought for me at Full Gear, so I will definitely be wearing that more in the future once I de-ant it, because first day I'm wearing it at home, we had a massive, and when I say massive, I mean I barely leaned against the counter and was covered from here down in that yellow shirt in ants.
Oh, boy.
So I had to take it outside and just let no get up. So I didn't spray it with the Ray. Thank God. I ruined the fucking shirt a week after I got it. I would have been, my ass would have been chapped. So it's sitting there. It's being properly laundered. But next week on the shows, I will have my MJF shirt back in effect.
Okay, then.
So
anyway,
anyway,
MJF challenged Will Ospreay, Danny Garcia to kind of, if people are wondering why all of a sudden he's challenging Ospreay for All In, they are really selling this injury, and it looks like they're going to build it up for a different event entirely.
Yeah, he's under concussion protocols.
Yeah, so much so that apparently they sold it after the tombstone that he couldn't feel the left side of his body, like he spiked him that bad. So they were really selling this. On top of that, there was Matt Menard also. He was concussed. I guess he was attacked by Max, and he straight up said, we were both really suffering here. And he looked and he said, "You're not going to get Dick Dancing Danny Garcia. You're getting Red Death when it comes to that." So they're really building that one up, but it doesn't look like it's going to be All In. It very well could be either All Out or Wrestle Dream right after. I think that's what they're building to, because I think what's going to happen is they're going to have the match, and Danny's going to cost MJF the match against Ospreay for the international title, and that's going to lead to their blow-off at a pay-per-view or a series of matches between them to really get Danny over. So
you figure if Danny costs Max at London, then they can have their match at All Out 2 weeks later.
Yeah, and then they could probably have their blow-off match at Wrestle Dream as well to finish the feud, yeah.
Or Full Gear, if they want to prolong it.
Full Gear,
yeah, true.
I mean, Full Gear has been a showcase for MJF and his opponent, whether it's Darby Allin, Jack Perry in another life, at Switchblade Jay White. I'm just saying, I think Full Gear, which is one of the original Big Four, would probably be the grander stage to really push out the Daniel Garcia agenda.
Yeah. And then we had
Full Gear definitely been Max's stage. I love that Full Gear led to me saying it's fuck Jay White season on my show. That's one of my favorite things I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah,
it's like, Jesus
I remember that.
We were on that guy's ass.
We had a showcase match with Tony Storm and Trish Adora, or I don't know how you say her last name.
Yeah.
When I tell you that went well above and beyond our expectation. I thought it was a showing for Tony. I thought it was just going to be a squash. That match went back and forth to the point where Trish did some kickouts where we were like, what the hell? We didn't know who was going to win. At some point, we got caught up in the moment. And we, like, the back of our head knew Tony had to win. But the front of our, we got engaged. They got us. They got us with some of the false finishes.
Trish is so good.
Yeah.
Now, the $1 million question is, did either of you pull off the timeless presentation?
No, because she didn't, believe it or not. It looks like she's going full baby face.
So I was going to say that. I bet you anything.
Entrance she did, but not the match. Yeah.
I bet you anything they're luring us into a mindset of Tony is embracing Mariah, because we saw that on the social media clips with Tony and Mariah after Mariah won her match.
To the point that Mariah now literally has Tony Storm on her bosom.
Right, exactly. I'm thinking when Mariah, again, early prediction, but whatever. When Mariah wins on Wednesday, we're going to see Tony just guzzle her, and that'll lead to All In.
Like, it's to the point, guys. I had to be the conscience of the stream because James acts like a horny teenager with the Tony. I had to be the Noah. I had to be Noah.
I don't want the motorboat trio to die so quickly. I don't want it. I want it to stay around. God damn it!
The fact that I had to be the mature one out of us.
Noah, you know what you have to say. Go ahead.
Thank you, Jeff.
You're welcome.
Damn it, James! You freaking idiot!
Thank you for that.
Clip it.
Oh, man.
And he was looking at him too, so that'd be a good clip. You just, James, like, have you guys like side by side, like right, like
yeah.
Why am I the only guy that holds decorum in this freaking multiverse?
Hey, he did too.
I did it
Walter,
for you.
Walter was a good boy during Collision. He just doesn't always have. Dude, Walter, no lie. I don't know if it's a light in your room, but you've been out in the California Central. Your face looks dark. Like you are dark as fuck right now.
Jeff, I think it's just the lighting.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like he's been out there working in them wheat fields, and he just got the
what?
Oh,
fucking yeah. Sorry, my ATW crew updated me on Bloodsport. Miyu Yamashita is going to be part of Josh Burnett's Bloodsport at the end of July.
Give us her and Shayna, please.
Who?
The girl with the pink kick, James from Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, that home with the likes of Athena and freaking Killer Kelly. Miyu Yamashita is going to Bloodsport.
Dude, give us her and Shayna, please.
Walter, we got a card for him.
I'm kind of jealous of you two, but I love the fact that you're showcased. Anyway, back to Collision. Continue.
Yeah.
Thanks, ATW.
Yeah, I think we all knew as much as James and his motorboat loving wants it to not be a thing. I think we all knew it was going to happen, that it was going to be a blow off with Mariah and Tony. And no, not that way. Shut your mouths, you dirty perverts. So showcase Tony and All In, because I feel she kind of, with Soraya's comeback story, having the family there, she was going to get the showcase last year. Let Tony and Mariah just tear this shit down this year.
Now, I will say though, and this isn't me just wanting the Motorboat Trio to stay a thing, like we're past that, but I will say there is one caveat to making that not happen and them riding with Club Venus to stay in AEW, and that's the fact that Jamie Hayter could come back soon. And if she does, I think Jamie should challenge Tony for the championship. And with that being said, I think if Mariah wins the Owen, she should actually challenge Athena for the ROH Women's World title at London. Because keep in mind, she's the longest reigning champion in TK Promotions currently. And she's actually en route to dethrone Jade Cargill. So if anybody should dethrone her
with her injury.
So if she could dethrone her before that happens, that would be a good way to do it in London.
Possibly, but there's two counters to that. Number one, as far as I know, they don't talk about that on AEW or ROH television as far as the comparison with Jade. And number two,
Right.
If Tony is as petty as we've been led to believe in the media, I guarantee he'd want to overshadow Jade Cargill. He'd want to have Nikki Bella pull the AJ Lee right out of the history books.
That's fair, but the only issue with that in my mind is the three women that are getting along right now. One is in Stardom. She can win the World of Stardom Championship, Amina Shirakawa.
I think she is the World Stardom Champion, actually.
Well, there you go. Perfect. And
she's
then
not. But that's my
she,
her co-leader of Empress Nexus Venus, and both those women are involved in their premier tournament, the 5-Star Grand Prix, coming up shortly.
When did that loss take place, first of all?
So there you go. But either way, she could win it. She could win it against her mentor. Then if you have Mariah win the championship against Athena at all in London, then you have all three of them going in as world champions defending on the card for Wrestle Dynasty. That's the only reason why I'm pointing that out there.
I think
it very well is a realistic possibility.
It might be realistic to you, but at the end of the day, it still remains the same. They separate Ring of Honor and AEW when it comes to the AEW pay-per-views, as we've seen. And we know we got Death Before Dishonor come up in July. And right now, while Athena's injured, she's already defending that title against Queen Aminata, one of your favorites, Walter. Not to mention, All In literally makes sense since Tony Storm and Ryan May both are former, current, still Brits. So, again, it makes sense on the UK's grandest stage when we stand for these two to culminate in a timeless encounter. And whether or not Jimmy Hayter comes back to finally get revenge on when Outcast Tony Storm took the title from her, that remains to be seen. I still see Jamie Hayter challenging for the Women's World Championship some point if she comes back at Wrestle Dream, if she returns at Wembley. But that's only if she returns.
If you watch ROH, I mean, Athena's injuries to the point where they're trying to say she's faking it to avoid Queen, to avoid the whole match. Like, that's what they're pushing out. That she's just faking this injury. Have to defend it against.
Anyway, deviations aside, great match between Trish Adora and Tony Storm.
Okay,
there was another great women's match between.
Hang on, JJ's got something to say.
Go ahead, JJ.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay out of the collision talk as much as possible because I haven't seen it. But while you guys were talking about it, I did go to AEW to try to see if there are any graphics for Dynamite, and I stumbled on Noah Global Glory 4-Way for Dynamite.
Yep.
Claudio Castagnoli, Kyle Fletcher, The Bastard Pack, and Tomohiro Ishii.
Yes!
Oh, shit.
Yes! I'm gonna love that.
Yeah. That's a
beef.
That'll be part of our Owen coverage this coming Wednesday.
My boy out of the G1, but still taking on any fight he can. Yes, Ishii, still Pitbull Wrestling. Let's fucking go.
James, we forgot to tell them Briscoe, Kyle O'Reilly.
Oh my god!
Team, they actually have a team name and everything called the Conglomerate. I don't know what the hell.
The conglomeration. No. The conglomeration. Dubbed by Mark Briscoe. He calls them the conglomeration.
It's Briscoe, Orange Cassidy.
He goes on this whole tirade. I had an epiphany. Like, he makes this whole MLK speech.
Guy,
I had an epiphany. It's like, what?
If not,
was it a Tiffany epiphany?
I don't know, but
if not giving a shit was a human form, it would be Orange Cassidy. He did not even remove his sunglasses until about 10 minutes into the match and just sat on the corner. But then when they tagged him in, he went on fire, like something lit a fire in his ass.
Mark Briscoe was like, he looks at him, he slaps him in the face, he's like, man up! And then Orange Cassidy mans up and like goes crazy. It was great. So
wow.
Mark Briscoe spell the word epiphany is a true question.
And then the other thing I want to point out is that Isla Dawn is right on track with me and Arlene. She actually replied to Triple H, okay, but hear me out. Taylor Swift performing Bad Blood at Bad Blood.
Yeah, I saw that earlier.
Uh-oh.
She's got my vote 145%.
Noah, you may end up calling a PLE that has Tay-Tay on it.
Jesus. Now,
Yeah.
those were. There was another big thing that happened while Noah stews about Tay. There was a return.
Wow.
We mentioned it in passing, so
no.
we were dreading Jack Off Perry, but then Marco Stunt came, and it was actually enjoyable because Marco Stunt actually got his ass kicked. However, it was by Jack Perry, so I was very conflicted because it's like I didn't know who to root for, and so I was very confused. Like you could see
Jack
it in my
Perry
call. I was
the weird promo backstage, and I go, James, I think there's going to be an impromptu match. Like the way he did that, he's going to do an open challenge or something. And he was like, nah, we just got to hear him talk and some bullshit. And sure enough, he goes out there and it was an impromptu match.
Like he paid attention more than me, and I was like, I checked out because he's him talking, right?
This fucking Jack Perry.
Yeah. And then Jack Perry comes out, and then fucking Marco Stunt comes out. I'm like, okay. Fun
This
size is back.
motherfucker has not been on TV in over 3 years, but sure, why not? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a history. So
I know.
I know.
There was some other matches that were there. Go check them out.
Claudio. No, Claudio. It wasn't even advertised. Claudio versus the Beast.
Probably the best match on the show.
Best match
I would say, yeah. It was a really good match. I'm not gonna go.
As Claudio Castagnoli, he can't have a bad match. I'm just saying.
I'm not gonna go into detail on all those matches, but I'm gonna go straight into the main event. Hangman advanced. He's completely lost his goddamn mind. He wants no help from the elite. He wants no help from the elite, even though they keep giving it to him. Meanwhile, you got him just pissed off at the damn world, including the fans, including Jay White. He and Jeff Jarrett tried to interfere against him.
Oh wow!
Now, the patriarchy ended up costing Jay White the match. So that looks like it's going to be the setup, and there very well might be a Jurassic Express reunion. As a result
called
of
it.
that.
How long ago did I call it? No, you called me crazy.
Because now the patriarchy is in the elite's pocket, so they're trying to get the trios titles along as well. So.
Oh God!
Yeah, go ahead, Jeff. Yes,
Tony, do you want me to hate Christian Cage more?
No, not he is. I will say it does look like it's not the soy boy bitch Adam Page that we've been getting since he's debuted in AEW. It's the Ring of Honor, no fucks given, the same dude who took on Frankie Kazarian in that bull rope match.
Oh my!
And that's fine. And that's fine. But the last time Hangman Page let his balls drop, we had CM Punk situation.
I know, but you guys got to watch the cover. I had to admit that I actually was digging the character change. Like he freaking got on me.
I am okay with it as long as see. I know now we're gonna get Page and Swerve and all in. It's gonna be a thing because somehow Page is gonna beat Danielson, and I'm telling you, we're covering Wednesday's show.
Yes,
because that's the Owen final. And the match of the Owen final is Hangman Page and Bryan Danielson, which means Bryan Danielson's going to lose, and which means I'm going to go off on somebody because Bryan Danielson losing to that fuckboy Hangman Page is going to set my ass into orbit. And the only saving grace for the entire Jeff Meacham Network Multiverse Media is the fact I got to go see Lion King the next day with my boy. So I'm not going to go to jail, but I will fucking go off.
JJ, Wednesday's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
It just fucking irritates me that in Bryan's last year, and I know he's talked about he doesn't want to like being part of the world title picture in his last year or whatever, but he's got to fucking lose to Hangman Page.
Yeah.
And it will forever infuriate me that them three motherfuckers still have high ranking positions in the company, be it as on talent or behind the scenes.
I said that too. I didn't want Adam Page to have to beat him.
My preference would be just to have the young fucks and Hang Dick Page on their knees in the ring and just have Brian just fucking kick them all in a row and knock their heads into the fucking fifth row.
The other problem, Jeff, is this aggressive Page is like, it's almost like he's doing receipts in the ring, and I just don't want to see Brian get hurt because we know his history and the way Page is swinging, and you got to watch the match, the way he's hitting, and then he even had this nasty gash, and it made him look bad at
I saw those on Twix. So here's the thing:
he made John Moxley look like a
bitch,
nosebleed, basically.
Yeah,
that's how he bled.
So salud. So you've got him fighting Jeff Jarrett the other night and dropping Jeff, who, isn't exactly a young pup, on his neck twice, basically, with that what the fuck is he called that? Deadeye?
Yes. Deadeye, yeah.
There's a reason WWE outlawed the vertebreaker, folks. Okay, just throwing that out there. Same basic principle.
Basically.
Then he jumps and pounces on him with closed fists repeatedly in front of the referee, and the referee doesn't call.
We're not going down this road, JJ and Jeff. We've already discussed this.
JJ, can we let me work into the Aubrey hate? Because I was going there. I was on my way.
Okay, please do.
Thank you. All right. Drops this poor man on his head twice. The man who is 25 years after losing his best friend, and rather than get a disqualification called, which would have been the right thing to do, and get Hangman fucking Page off my television for a couple weeks, no, Aubrey Edwards has to keep the match going because that's what the fans want. Dude, fuck the fans! And fuck Aubrey for doing that. Now, this week, we got Hangman Page laying himself open because he's so much of a goddamn sloppy piece of shit he can't keep his head straight, attacking Jay White, who, again, Jay White has been out with concussions and other things. And then he's going into Wednesday with Bryan Danielson, the king of the concussions. Brian's going to get hurt. And it just infuriates me that Hangman Page has been deemed for all intents and for all appearances. I hope I'm wrong, but it looks like we're getting Hangman Page to win because it's Hangman Swerve, which is what we all want. I could go the rest of my life without that match. They were drinking blood last time. I'm good, y'all. Like, for real.
Page pretty much bypassed the Owen Hart and cut a promo during Collision right on Swerve. Like, he cut it straight to Swerve. He bypassed the whole Owen Hart thing.
It just bothers me. I am so glad that the women's tournament means more than just pushing the elite agenda.
Yeah, I will give you that. I will say this much about Hangman. The only reason I don't hold him to the same standard as the fucking Bucks of suck at this point is one, he's not an EVP, never has been an EVP, so there is at least that saving grace already right out of the gate. And two, when the CM Punk superfan, the chick Kelsey, was getting harassed online by so many damn elite supporters, Hangman actually stepped up and said, "Fuck off, that's not cool."
Hey, you know what? Good for him for that. I fine. But I hold grudges. I am the worst Pisces ever. Okay. I'm more of a Leo than a Pisces.
That's not a good habit. Just saying, that's not a good habit.
I know. No, I know. And I understand that. But it's in this case, I'm not holding a grudge. It's more of hanging on to my reason and for validation of my opinion.
Yeah.
Until two of them get their little nameplates on their desk taken away from them, and until the guy who started us down this primrose path is off my television for good, I'm going to hang on to this shit with Matt and Nick and Adam. Period. I'm just going to, because there was so much good shit potential with CM Punk being on the other side of this. And now, while he's in WWE, and I'm sure feels happy, and I know that CM Punk, I'm happy he's back with WWE at the end of the day. It's where he needed to be. But had people not just kept their goddamn mouths shut about shit that had nothing to do with the storyline, we could have CM Punk still leading AEW into a opportunity to at least be competitive.
Hey,
it's just infuriating to me as a fan of 34 years, as covering this for almost 22, excuse me, almost 22 in October, that we now live in a world where it is a monopoly. Yes, we cover all the things and we appreciate and engage in all the things, but when it comes right down to it, there will never. And JJ Time said himself earlier, at 9:36 Pacific time on July 6th, I'm telling you here and now, it doesn't matter what anybody else does. There will never, ever be true competition for WWE ever again. And it comes down to one person at the end of the day, and it's Hangman fucking Adam Page. That's why I hold the shit, and I'm going to, because that's why. Because he was and it goes back to Tony and the EVPs and the Bucks, because they allowed him to do it without consequences.
And I get that. What I will say, however, is that if they end up doing what everybody in AEW wants them to do anyway, and just work with the fucking Fed anyway, which at this point it looks like we're getting that more and more as the months go by at this point. Might not be the worst thing, because at the end of the day, they can get that to work. They got a really good built-in story if they go with it.
If AEW and WWE cooperate,
yeah,
then I will rescind my statement at that point. But for right now, I stand where I stand. On my hill, I'll die on it.
That's fair. That's fair.
With a stick of Chicago pizza through my heart.
Yeah, I mean, again, I just look at the people. He's like, I feel like after everything happened, he started taking advice. Is all I'm saying. There's at least that point.
Right, and again, I am all for people making reparations and owning shit and everything, but the pettiness of the industry, and JJ and I have been privy to the firsthand pettiness of the industry, dealing with and seeing people in indie companies going into business for themselves that aren't even on television, have no business to go into business for themselves at that level, because who the fuck cares?
Right.
They did it on a global scale, and they've fucked up the company's future growth potential, is all I'm saying. The only way the company grows is by complying with the very company they've been shitting on for 5 years. They're the Harvey Weinstein of professional wrestling. No, they're not anymore. But okay, Tony. Things like that, shit like that, is what is going to cost them their existence. And it goes back to Tony as leadership, and Matt and Nick and Adam Page. That's just. And again, I'm turning it negative, and I'm sorry. We're going to talk about happier stuff here in the main event, which is why I feel like I'm okay with talking about this and getting this off my chest, because I'm not happy they brought him back to television. I'm not happy he beat Jeff Jarrett in the Owen. I'm not happy he won tonight. I will be miserable when he beats Brian on Wednesday, if it happens. So,
even with small shit, Tony needs help with production. There were so many times where he cut to commercial when he shouldn't have. And then he went from like that restaurant quality picture-in-picture to full commercial, like in the middle of good thing. He cut Toni Storm off when Toni Storm had the mic and she was saying, "Give me a standing ovation." She was doing this whole thing. And first the audio didn't work the first time. You couldn't hear what she said. Then the mic cut on. Then they cut her off to go to commercial. What the hell are you doing?
There is no reason that a television show broadcast on one of the biggest media conglomerates in the history of fucking existence should have these kind of production issues. Period.
No, and I will say that the fact is they didn't once upon a time, and now it's like everywhere. It's almost like they.
James, wasn't it like 3 different times they did that? Go from picture to picture to full commercial.
Yep.
They have hit WCW levels faster than WCW hit WCW levels.
Yep.
They were ever going to go in, I'll say summer of 97 was probably going to be the highest they were going to go. Okay. And within a year and a half, they were never going to be anywhere higher than number 2 ever again. How long was Punk in AEW total? Less than 2 years, roughly.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
And that has been the ruination of AEW, was that time period.
Yeah.
Kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
When your highest YouTube video was CM Punk's Collision debut, to let that person walk away with nothing, with like no payback, no nothing to fire that person, let him go to another company was the silliest move ever.
Yeah. And the guys that were the future on that roster, you got Ethan Page and Sean Spears competing tomorrow night. I know, Noah. I'm trying, brother.
What? I'm watching America Says. No, you do your thing. You're fine.
America Says is fucking gold. I love that show.
You got all 7.
Yes. So you've got Spears and
Ethan
Page tomorrow night. You've got Britt, who was just brought back to television, so I'm going to give her a pass. God bless her. Jack Perry, who is part of this chaos, so no pass yet.
Pass.
I still say he's a more deserving champion than Liv fucking Morgan.
Well,
accurate.
That's where you and I will come to verbal blows, but that's you know.
Trust me, I can't stand the piece of shit either, but I'll take him over Liv Morgan at this point.
I'll team up with you, JJ, on that.
I vehemently disagree with that.
Vehemently disagree with that also. Yeah.
Levels.
Because look, like as much as him, like Jeff and I stand on opposite sides, but as much as he'll give shit to Adam Page, at least Adam Page didn't fucking sock him one and try to start shit with him physically in the backstage. All right,
over fucking nothing.
Over nothing. Like,
shit that was brought up in private backstage that little fucking Hollywood wannabe with daddy issues brought to television. Like, fuck him for that. God, it just God. I need to stop and I need to have
all right.
To do.
Fuck off with the past bullshit in the company of chaos and get back here with some decorum and control and hand the show back to the host. Damn it.
Yeah. Thank you. Because I'll save that shit for Monday.
Jesus Christ almighty.
On that note, Collision was still good.
I sincerely apologize to the panel and to the fans. I'm just...
He doesn't like Adam.
Oh.
All right. I'm not really sure where to go from there. I know we'll do these couple of super chats that have been sitting here for a minute.
Yeah, we might as well at this point.
I'm also kind of bummed about the main event topic, so that's kind of got me a little salty. But it is what it is.
Clearly. So Emmanuel says, "Who's the babyface, Drew or Punk?" Genuinely, God, I still think Punk is technically the babyface. Yeah. But it seems like a lot of people are solidly behind Drew. So it's an interesting dichotomy because if you watched tonight, Drew's music hit for the Money in the Bank match, and the place went nuts.
Yeah.
But then 19,000 started chanting CM Punk. So it's like they're confuzzled. But it was Canada, so it's normal for Canada, so you know.
Well, what's so stupid is they chant for his ass, and then when he comes out there and beats Drew's ass, they're booing him. It's like, what the fuck do you dumb Canucks want? It's like, Jesus Christ.
You forgot the A, JJ.
Hey, listen. Punk doesn't care. He said it straight up in the Ariel Helwani interview. He doesn't care. And just to fuck with Punk for a second, you are what you hate. You're a dynasty. You've become the New York Yankees.
They're pretty much both tweeners at this point.
Yeah.
Which, since you brought up the Yankees, I saw a tweet from Denise Salcedo. WWE needs to do one of their big four, which I guess next year would have to be SummerSlam, because that's not announced yet. We know SummerSlam 2026, but not 2025. Do that shit in Fenway Park.
Yes.
Oh, for John. Yes. Yes, I agree.
Yes.
I agree with that.
Yeah, please, I'll go.
I would go to Fenway. I wouldn't go if they had it at where the fuck do the Patriots play?
Foxborough.
I wouldn't go to Foxborough. Fuck that. I would literally eviscerate right on the spot. If I put a toe in it, nope, Cowboy fan, dead. No. But I'll go to Fenway. Absolutely. I love me some Fenway.
Well, I mean, Foxborough's a nice stadium too.
Fuck Foxborough and fuck the Patriots and fuck Belichick. Anyway, you're good.
Hey, while you're talking over stuff, we have somebody teleporting into the command center via the morphin grid.
Oh, I'm sorry.
As she cracks up at that line like I don't say it every fucking week. But Datilla is here.
What's up?
Hi.
Now that she's done doing her review with her buddy, she's here with us.
I'm sorry for my potty mouth, Attila.
I didn't even hear a word you said.
Yeah.
He was
probably for the best.
He was gangy.
Yeah, a little bit.
$5 super chat from Arlene. Tiffany versus Trisha possibility. Yes. I'm here for it.
Oh God, please.
I want Trish. Yeah,
That's
they'll do it in Cleveland.
Torch moment. That's the passing of
just
the
to piss
torch.
me off again, but
Yeah.
What were you saying, Noah?
Noah, were you muted?
Yeah, you muted.
Noah.
I thought I heard him start to say something.
That was me. I was saying I was saying it's a passing of the torch moment.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you guys talking about?
That's super chat.
Right now we're going through super chats because Jeff just was forced off of his soapbox before we get to the main event topic. So
scorched earth a little bit.
Oh, what was the topic?
They were talking about Collision, and then Jeff started to get on one about Heyman, Adam Page, and that's all I'm going to say about that. And we're just going to keep on pushing because we don't want to go back down the rabbit hole to Wonderland.
Don't relight the wick to that firework.
No, do.
We'll end up in Neverland instead of Wonderland because Jefferson's
YouTube
hat is
purgatory.
broken, and if you know, you know.
You end up in YouTube purgatory because I will leave off this set.
Please don't leave. Please don't leave. I'm sorry.
We did get another $2 super chat from Emmanuel. AEW Authority is worse than the WWE version with Triple H.
You'll get no argument from any of us on that, and I lived through that shit. That shit sucked ass. That shit was terrible. That shit made me quit. I stopped doing content during that time. Noah was a part of that shit too, kind of, for a little bit, because I did a whole rant early on where I said the Authority angle was so bad that I said that Immortal, when we were still doing WIW, would be better than WrestleMania 35. That's how much I hated the Authority angle lasting as long as it fucking did.
Accurate.
All right.
Yeah, I was that fucking pissed. So yeah, no one knows. That shit sucked. I hated that time period. It's literally almost worse than 95. Almost.
JJ, I think everyone's got a short fuse today. What the hell's going on?
I don't know. Like when I'm actually one of the calmer ones on the show, that's saying something.
I'm just tired, and I'm also energetic, and I have a
But
weird.
then again, like I
combination.
gave my venom during Dynamite.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll tell you what, JJ, as you send people to commercial, you guys think about this during the commercial. Here you go. James mentioned 95. What's worse, folks? The Authority era or the Dungeon of Doom?
I didn't see the Dungeon of Doom.
You're better off. You're a better human being for it.
I you know what? I look at the Dungeon of Doom with fondness for how corny and campy it is, though. So there's at least a positive there.
All I know is I have a friend who has a comment about both those things.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit.
You know, the Authority era, to me, I felt like they were trying really hard to get Roman over. Like, that was, like, at that point where, and it was like, they were just trying to do, like, Roman as the babyface. And I really just didn't like that. I was just like, no, it's like, it's just not clicking. Because they were, the whole point, to me, the whole point of the Authority was just trying to get Roman over as that mega babyface. And it just didn't work.
No.
Yeah, clearly.
No, I agree.
All right. So Jeff teased it. We're going to go to commercial real quick. We're going to run our most recent watch along trailer.
Oh, okay.
And when we come back, we will get into our main event topic, the huge announcement that was made during the PLE today. What's up, Tatella?
I was just gonna ask what the main event was. I didn't know what the top. You didn't drop the topics in the chat.
That's because during the
Nothing.
day I didn't have topics. I didn't have topics until the show occurred. So, so we will be right back.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
No, it's your cue for all the wrestling and things. It's your cue. You're
muted.
Oh, sorry. Again, handling out our business. Again, folks, you haven't figured out by now what we're about here is all the wrestling, 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 all the professional wrestling. Damn it. And sports too. All right, continue your thing. Back to what I was doing. Let's see.
There you go.
Well, that's a good topic. That's actually right up Jeff and JJ's alley. They asked America, my favorite Disney movie with a female lead is blank. I can probably figure out all 7 of these. Even though I don't watch movies anymore.
There you go. He's enjoying America, says everybody.
That's a good one. I got to really rack my brain about that. But anyways.
I'll give you a screenshot.
So the huge news coming out of the PLE tonight was a bombshell announcement that was made that has Jeff all kind of brokenhearted like Brandy and Wanye Morris. John Cena came to the ring to announce his retirement. His retirement was not tonight, but it will be next year. He went on to give the fans the love and the respect that they deserve, talking about thank you for allowing him to play in the house that we built. He said that next year will be his last Royal Rumble, his last Elimination Chamber, and his last WrestleMania. And he stopped there in ring. We got a little bit of elaboration during the media scrum. He said that WrestleMania will not be his last match, but if everything goes the way that the plan is being set in motion, he will be there from January to December. Looking at between 30 and 40 dates, which if you do the math, there's 52 weeks in a year. If he pushes closer to 40, because we know Cena and we know how he's, Super Cena, he likes to push things, that means he'll basically be there every week. Yes, he still has film projects. He's going to film Peacemaker Season 2 right now. So there's still a lot of stuff on his plate that he's going to be juggling while he tries to do this. But it looks like between 30 and 40 dates is the estimated number right now. So you figure every major PLE, there's 12 dates right there. Probably a couple of Raws and or SmackDowns leading into the shows because gotta build stories. The one thing that intrigues me, and he didn't really get into depth about this, I wonder if there's an NXT match in his future.
Mm.
You know, that's the one area where he hasn't really dipped his toes. He's made appearances there.
Yeah.
But it would be cool to see, you know, Cena versus Trick. Something like that to really kind of solidify Trick's status.
Yeah.
Or whoever the champion is come that point in his run. You know, but I'd like to see John down there putting over the young guys.
Maybe it'll get me to watch NXT.
You should be watching anyways, Missy, but that's a whole other argument. But yeah, so it's definitely a somber moment, but it's happy too because he's going out on his terms.
Mm.
You know, a run that it seems like he's discussed with Triple H and Nick Khan and TKO. He said in the scrum that part of the deal was that he would be part of the WWE family for a long time. So even though December will be his last match, he will still be part of the company, doing appearances. Said that when he retires, sports get hung up in the Cena Hall of Fame. And anytime we see him after that, he'll be in a suit.
Oh, wow.
Because he said that retirement is actually going to mean something to him. That a lot of people, when they retire, they're usually injury forced or it's a straight up lie. And within like 2 years, they're back wrestling or doing whatever again. He said that you're not going to see him as a guest referee. You're not going to see him accidentally getting pushed through a table. Once he is done, he is done.
Wow.
And unlike Shawn Michaels, who came back for that match that people don't like to discuss, I believe it.
That never happened, JJ.
Oh, no, it did. There is video evidence.
Oh, none of us want to remember it.
Just because you don't remember it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I believe Cena. I believe when he says that he is done, he is done. So we're going to go around the horn and we're going to give thoughts about this. And I'll go ahead and I'll throw to Datilla first since she just joined the group. Ladies first. I was going to go to Jeff because I know he has got a lot to say about this. But okay. Ladies first.
Well, it's no secret, John Cena is probably it's my favorite wrestler. You know, I grew up with John Cena. John Cena, Randy Orton, and Rey Mysterio, if you want to add him to there. You know, I was 9 when he debuted. To see him grow from the prototype to Dr. Thuganomics to Chain Gang Soldier to the leader of C Nation to Super Cena to Hollywood Cena, where he is now, it's just been one hell of a ride. And, you know, and it's so bittersweet, but like you said, he's going out on his terms. Like, I felt some type of way because, you know, like I like John Cena. I've always been a fan of John Cena, even when people were booing him and saying that he sucked. I never booed him. I never said that he sucked. I've always been such a huge John Cena fan, and I'm so glad I got the opportunity to go this past Memorial Day weekend, even if I was dying of the heat and the humidity. I'm so glad I got to meet John Cena at a Comic Palooza in Houston, Texas. It was such an incredible moment for me. And just like, you know, like it's just such a bittersweet thing But you know what? I think that WWE is in a good place where they don't need John Cena anymore. You know, he hasn't been around full time for a while now, so it's gonna be bittersweet. But like you say, he's going out on his own terms. I hate to see him go, but he has a great career in Hollywood, so I think he's just gonna focus on that. I wonder where this final run takes him. Is he finally going to win 17? Is he finally going to become the IC champion? You know, two of my favorite John Cena matches have to be John Cena versus JBL, Judgment Day 2005, and the I Quit match, and John Cena versus AJ Styles, SummerSlam 2016. Hands down, my two favorite John Cena matches of all time. You know, I hope I get to be there for his final match. I definitely plan to be there for his final WrestleMania and hopefully his final Royal Rumble. But yeah, it was sad. It's sad. It put a downer in my room for the rest of the pay-per-view. But no.
Well, unlike you, I was definitely one of the ones who was very loudly booing him for quite a number of years. Because I had, as the slogan became, seen enough.
Nah.
Seriously, you can ask Jeff. That's part of why I walked away when I did. I was sick and tired of the same people being shoved down our throats, being given championships, and there was this crop of guys that weren't getting the due they deserved. And even if they were getting championships, they were like CM Punk with the World Heavyweight title. Like they're there, they're the champion, but they're not really the champion. Guys like Dolph Ziggler. Guys like Cesaro. Guys like Jack Swagger. Guys like Kofi, who didn't get the championship until what year?
2019.
So 5 years after I stopped watching, they finally gave him the title.
Yep.
That was part of why I walked away. So it's kind of bittersweet to me too, because much like the rest of the WWE universe, in his absence, I've been able to soften on him. I've been able to come back, and when he makes his returns, I'm happy to see him because he's not there every week being shoved down my fucking throat. You know, and I didn't say anything on the air, but thank you, Noah, for being quiet and allowing me to call and relay what he was saying in the ring. You know, I got to do that. I got to have that moment, and that meant a lot. It's weird, you know. I think it's gonna be bittersweet for everybody because you've got Emmanuel in the chat who during the watch along is typing na 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 hey 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 goodbye. And then you've got Arlene with the ha-has talking about check on our truth. His childhood hero is retiring.
Oh, no. That's true. That's true.
You know, and then you've got myself. You've got Jeff. Was just as avid of a Cena hater for a while as I was. He came back around a lot quicker than I did. But there was a good hot minute where he was with me on that bandwagon. He was on the F John Cena train.
You know.
Final stop West Newbury.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't help when you have the guy booking you too. And I think a lot of people kind of saw that after a while. Like, it's not him. You know?
Can someone explain to me how John Cena's retiring before Billy Gunn and R-Truth?
Right.
I don't know. I got no goddamn clue.
Okay, but see, to counterpoint you, James, while he may not have been the one holding the pen, there were a few times that have been documented, and he has said as much, where he pulled the Hulk Hogan and was like, "That doesn't work for me, brother," and booked himself to go over in certain situations.
Yep.
NXT
versus the Nexus is a big one.
Yep. Yeah, I know.
A-Rai is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Swagger is a big one because apparently they wanted Swagger to cash in on Cena and he said no, and then Swagger cashed in on Jericho. So again, going back to my point, a lot of the people that I was championing were people that he was putting his foot down and saying, no, I'm not losing to them. I didn't know it at the time. But these are the people that I was really behind.
Yeah.
That just made it all the worst when I found out about it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, James. Give your thoughts on this.
I will say, in the interest of fairness, and that's the only thing I'll say about the whole rightful indignation against Cena. It's the same defense I give Triple H when he did all those, when he did it all those times too. It was the fucking culture. When you had a tyrannical dictator in Vince McMahon, so it's said, running that ship, you do anything you can to keep that spot once you get on top. It sucks. Nobody likes it. That's just how it was. It really was that simple. I know a lot of people want to say, you know, Cena could have had influence. Cena could have done this and that. It's not as simple as that. It wasn't as simple as that then, especially. It was really hard to get that spot. And once you had that spot, you wanted to do everything you could to protect it. And that, unfortunately, required a lot of people to get buried for that to happen. That was Vince's way. It sucks because, like, in reality, when you look at the best of Cena, like I look at it and it's like Cena's so underrated when it comes to his in-ring work, and he really is, and he always has been. You don't get to have matches that you have with Edge, Danielson, Punk, Styles, Brock, on two different eras, mind you. Roman. There's probably numerous other ones I'm forgetting off the top of my head, but he had great matches with Orton and Triple H. You don't have those matches, and then you say, "Oh, the other guy was carrying him." We always say on this multiverse, it takes two to tango, and Cena was a more than adequate dance partner in a lot of those cases. CM Punk has gone on record to say Cena was my best opponent. And that's a guy who had Raven. You know what I mean? So, saying a lot. That's a high praise thing for him. And I mentioned those feuds because those are some of my favorite feuds of all time. Like, some of my favorite feuds was Cena and Edge. Cena and Punk. I mean, dude, I got back into wrestling like full time and stayed longer and probably preserved my lifeline because of the Punk Cena story. Seriously.
Sorry, James. Say what you want, but there's no way that Cena should have went over Edge in Toronto. I
100% agree. I 100% agree with you. I 100% agree with you on that, especially in retrospect. At the time, you know, young little me didn't really give a shit. But in retrospect, absolutely agree with you there. But still love those matches. Like just the feud, because keep in mind, the feud didn't even end in Toronto. The feud lasted, I want to say, all the way to 2009 Backlash, right? That's where it actually ended, and Edge got his win back. So, yeah, dirty finish, whatever. Big Show chokeslammed him through That's still crazy. I still remember that to this day. That shows choke slams him through a lighting grid. That was attitude.
Through a spotlight.
Through a
fucking
spotlight. Yeah. Yeah. Love that.
Goddamn ridiculous.
Yeah. But no, like I really, really loved a lot of those matches. Like I could go back and watch the Edge matches like all day. And to me, even though Edge should have won, that match with Cena fucking made Edge. Because before that happened, Edge was not slated as a main eventer. He was slated as a transitional guy. Once he had that match with Cena, then they made him the top dog. Even if he wasn't the top dog of Raw, man, did he make SmackDown his bitch.
Yeah, I get it. That feud was
You know what
awesome.
I mean?
The whole going to Cena's father's house, beating his ass, and doing all that.
Man.
It was a beautiful feud.
Yeah, like it to me, it was like, even if you say Edge should have won, the way they told the story, Cena kind of had to win. I could see it from the other's perspective too. But Cena always had a way of trying to make guys, especially if he really liked you, and he really liked Edge, personally, really make you look good in defeat. He did that with Edge. He did that with Punk. He did that with everybody that he did the U.S. Open Challenge thing with. You know? And shit, that's probably where I'm forgetting a lot of those great matches. The great match he had with Sami Zayn, Pac, Cody. So many talent that he got over, which inspired Cody to do the same thing for the TNT title years after the fact. You know, and I just think of like the things that he had to do to protect his spot was definitely not great, but the stuff he ended up doing later to then help talent get over, especially around 2015, 2016, 2017, really showed like what he really wanted to do and the true character that he had. I think it's just the environment. I think anybody can be in a shitty environment and make shitty decisions. And even Cena's admitted, I ain't perfect. I really do think that Cena was he was dealing with the cards that he was dealt with, and man, did he deal with them beautifully. So much so that he literally worked so hard to be the face of the company.
Yeah,
and
I get what you're saying, but I think he earned enough in a spot where he could have revolted a little, say it don't make sense for me to win, and they would have changed it. He wouldn't have lost his spot because Edge and Undertaker both. I mean, Edge and Shawn Michaels were both told they were going to go over Undertaker, and they said, "No, that doesn't make sense," and they never really lost their spots.
Yeah, but you got to remember they already made their legendary status before Cena did at that time. I know a lot of people want to say, "Oh, he was already a legend," but Cena really wasn't yet. Like he was, he debuted in 2002. Shawn Michaels and Undertaker were in the 90s, like right at the tail end of the 90s. Shawn Michaels longer than the Undertaker in like the 80s. So they had a long, lengthy career before Cena ever had one. And
I mean, Edge too. They were that WrestleMania 25. Edge was told he can go over Taker, and Edge said, "Nah, that doesn't make sense. I'm not going to be the one to beat him."
Right. And you can absolutely argue that maybe he should have won, but and put it this way: if Cena was told that he's going to face the Undertaker, I think he would even be like, "Nah, Taker can keep that."
I'll say my whole piece later, but I'll say this really quick. If Edge had beat Undertaker WrestleMania 24, think about this, folks. My dad got up off of that couch and walked over here where his chair was after Brock beat Undertaker and stopped watching wrestling for a while. We were in the middle of the stadium. What would have happened if Edge had won? I'd have been walking home from Orlando. Are you kidding me? I don't want that shit happening. Oh, anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been good for Jeff.
No,
I would have been hitchhiking that night.
Fucking Florida in March. Are you kidding me? I know.
But no, I look at Cena as a person who busted his ass in a very toxic environment and tried to make that and literally left the place better than he found it. Even if it took him a while, he got there in the end. And that's honestly all I care about. He was the best face that company ever had. Truthfully. I mean that sincerely. Nobody did the shit Cena did. Nobody will ever do the shit Cena did again. Like, Hogan even said, I didn't even work as hard as him. That's how hard Cena worked for him.
Look how many wishes he granted alone. That alone.
Yeah. And not even just the Make-A-Wish wishes. The media appearances, he was the salesman. And he had the perfect, like, he was such a perfect salesman. I swear he could have sold used cars that had, like, shitty-ass battery life and sold it as, like, the greatest thing you'd ever seen. And that dealership would have been the best in the market. Like, that's how good he was at his job.
He could have sold ice to Captain Titanic.
Yeah. Like, he was doing so much shit, and he did it all with a smile on his face. Like, he was constantly active. He was a workaholic. He even said that. Like, even Vince was like, I want you to step back. And Cena, like, 3 separate occasions told him, no, it's not time yet. Because he wanted the influx of talent. And I think Orton, and Punk was pushing for that influx of talent from the indies to come in. Because people forget, Cena started from the indies. He trained with Joe and Daniels and those guys, you know what I mean? Frankie.
Yep.
So I'm just saying, like,
we were there.
You were there. That's why I bring it up. So yeah, man, I look at Cena's career as best company mascot the company ever had, best company face the company ever had in a very toxic time. And that alone, I think, is Hall of Fame worthy. Thank you, Cena.
Yeah. I apologize. No, I was stalling for a second because you talking about him being a company man and everything, like, I will forever remember this image.
Mm.
And that says everything you need to say about John Cena, the company man.
Is that who was that?
It's Connor, isn't it, Connor?
No. It's
that was
some Make-A-Wish kid who was battling, a life-threatening illness, as Make-A-Wish kids do, during COVID. And he's still there granting wishes, masked up.
Yeah.
That's everything you need to say.
Dude, what is crazy about that too as well, and you bringing that up, I want to say this as well, because Make-A-Wish should be the most important thing. I'm glad Walter brought it up, even though it's not the only thing Cena did. But there was a image of somebody doing that for a Make-A-Wish kid. Toby from the Sidemen, Tobe Jizzle from the Sidemen, did one recently, and he was bawling. Like, he had to leave the room. It was that bad. It crushed him because he's seeing this kid going through such an illness that was a fan of him. Right? Oh, God. Sorry. Getting sentimental here.
Take a breath.
And he's seen this kid, like, battle through illness. And he, is living with that feeling of burden and responsibility and guilt. Cena had to live with that with every kid he ever visited every single day. I can't imagine how tough you have to be that kind of person that Cena was.
Yep.
Like, that alone makes him a fucking like legend, period. Not just in wrestling, in life. Fuck the wrestling. Who gives a shit? That alone makes him a better man than I could ever dream of being, man. Ugh. So yeah, I gotta thank you, Cena.
Noah, follow that.
Sorry.
Follow that emotion.
Noah.
No, you're up, man.
What?
He is really busy on his thing.
All right, John Cena.
You missed me crying, bro. What are you doing?
Grow up. Get over yourself. Yeah. Get out of here with that shit. Well, I'll say this. Like I said, I grew up in the era of John Cena, Dr. Funganowitz and all that. It was definitely in the early genesis. My little brother was a WWE fan. We used to fight with each other. I mean, again, he always wanted a pair of jorts. And as Cena said during the press conference, he's going to retire the jorts as well once he's done with this. You look at this man who's worked at an end-all be-all in his illustrious WWE career. He is the franchise for a reason. Why no single entity is bigger than the company. I still argue to say that he is the biggest WWE superstar in the last 3 generations consistently for the long haul in WWE. Because it doesn't matter what time, what era, what venue, what story, what opponent. He still gets that polarizing pop, gets that polarizing reception anywhere in this world that some superstars dream of, that he even put over and went over like a wet fire in church. Hello, Austin Theory. That being said, I said what I said. I'm proud for him. I really am. It's one of those things where I think at the end of the day, a worker needs to dictate the end and should have their own terms to dictate their own way. The fact of the matter that it took him this long to decide that I am physically done, but I still want to be part of this, what's pretty much become not part of my life, but is my life, my extended family. Why he is happily married now, as he, of course, embraced Mrs. Cena at ringside. Congratulations to him after the whole Bella fiasco. It is what it is with that. Good choices. I'm happy for him. I really am. To kind of highlight a couple of my favorite matches of all time. I mean, having Marinello call him and AJ Styles at one of the greatest wrestling matches ever, don't at me, still warms my heart to this day, and it's still one of my top 5. You also call another one with I Quit, the man that truly encompassed never give up. Might as well retire the I Quit gimmick once he decides that his time is up. The only person that truly never quit on anything in his life, no matter how turmoil, how bad it was, even on the personal stuff, especially that stint with 28 for 29. Don't talk a lot about that, though. But yeah, no matter what, John Cena has always been that guy where even you wonder where his mentality's at. He tells you not to worry. I mean, I still remember him and Shinsuke Nakamura and the fear when he dropped him on his neck, but Cena said, don't worry. He's a guy that has never held any ill will against anybody, and it's never necessarily affected him ongoing, nor has it affected the company ongoing. He's seen the worst of the place, and now he's here at arguably the best of the place. I'll say it as I see it. This is probably the best that he has ever been in the entire existence of the business, from a corporate standpoint included. And that's some crazy shit. All you had to do was quit trying to do for an audience of 1 and do for an audience of millions. What a crazy-ass concept, just saying. But yeah, I'm extremely happy for John Cena. It does make me wonder, though, what is his last Raw going to be? In 2024, we said goodbye to the icon Sting. We'll soon say farewell to American Giant Brian Dales. In 2025, we say thank you. We no longer will see the franchise John Cena inside a WWE ring in the same capacity. Not special guest read, not commentary, ring announcer, referee, done, period, end of sentence. I'm very curious to see what that end road concludes. Does he finally make the Grand Slam? Does he get number 17? What is the other side of him on the marquee, considering he's going to give us in-ring action? And will it just be within WWE? Or do we expand the prohibited portal and see him face others outside the company? TNA, just saying. Doesn't matter. I'm excited to see where this ride goes. And again, all I got to say, simply put, thank you, Cena, for everything. Still the most prolific, last relevant United States champion that represented the title with dignity and respect. Although I will say he also encompassed Logan Paul when it comes to his work ethic, so I'm not going to try and diss Logan Paul completely. Still a fuckhead. But anyway, that's a different conversation. Again, I'm just happy for John Cena. I'm very curious to see what this last year in WWE unfolds and has to do, and how much people will be saying John Cena sucks versus John Cena, thank you. I'm certainly saying thank you right now, and I will be saying it when he puts those jorts on for the last time and salutes us goodbye.
He did confirm the jorts are being retired with him.
Touched on that.
Just to lighten up the mood a little bit. So if John Cena sucks, does Miss Cena blow? Sorry. I had to make the joke at least once to lighten the mood.
Look to your left, man. There's a lady next to you, brother.
That's true. Hey, fuck? Hey, come on now. I said worse, to be fair. I've said a lot worse.
Well, you're right. My left.
From a dissertation of humility to the stupidest comment so far tonight, James, you really are a fucking idiot.
I know.
He just wants to go completely 180 from him crying.
Yes. No, you actually missed it. I was crying because of the Make-A-Wish thing. It was a long thing.
Meh.
You know, I hadn't even thought about John Cena as far as the crossover with TNA goes.
I
You
did.
know,
I was gonna say
it always seemed like it would be just like way too far-fetched. Plus, we already had the franchise of WWE versus Mr. TNA.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean
But
you can't kind
with-
of like to
with
Steve
the
Ball, Mike
current-
Bailey, Josh Alexander. Just saying. Continue.
But with the current landscape being what it is, what would people say about John Cena versus Joe Hendry?
Oh
Say my
God,
money!
You took what I was gonna say. A song versus a rap.
He said his
battle.
name!
He said his name.
That would be awesome, wouldn't it?
I believe!
I believe.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
I mean, they start a band together, maybe? Oh.
They have
Oh,
similar
God.
build.
I mean, he said he's too old for the freestyles. But I think if anybody could bring it out of him, Joe Hendry might be able to.
Oh, good Lord.
I got it, everyone. I got it. Hear me out.
Oh shit, here we go.
Ready? We'll get Joe Hendry on vocals, John Cena with the rap vocals, and then we'll get Elias on guitar. We'll have everybody just do instruments. We gotta get everybody that does an instrument gimmick, and we'll create a band, right? And then they'll create a, they'll be the next Linkin Park. It'll be great.
They'll have to do the next WWE's version of We Are the World.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, it would be better than their Christmas theme that they did ages ago.
W doesn't know what music is since Jim Johnson no longer is part of it.
Hey, CFO was good too.
And
Hey, you talking about the Christmas stuff? Anybody else remember a jingle with Jillian? Pepperidge Farms remembers.
We don't talk about that.
I love that. I love that.
We broke Jeff. We broke Jeff.
Jeff did have his hand up.
I think he's
No,
about to
he
yell
didn't.
you
He
out
was
worse
saying
than me.
check, please. He was saying check.
Yeah.
Please.
Check, please. Oh, check.
All right, Walter, go ahead and give your thoughts on this blockbuster announcement.
I was on the U, and I was on the U and Jeff band. I never liked Cena, especially when I met him, and he was a dick. But I soon, as I got older, I realized he was just keeping kayfabe alive because he was a heel at the time. It was like he was only like a year in the business, so kayfabe
gotcha.
is alive. So I get it. But yeah, man, this is a blockbuster announcement. I want to see him just break Ric Flair's record. Just go for number 17. You might as well. And because records are meant to be broken. As an advocate that said, I don't like that Undertaker's record was broken. I don't mind you breaking Ric Flair's record because those of you that are real wrestling fans like us, you know that's not really the damn record. It's WWE being a dick and not counting some of Ric Flair's.
They are counting Rambling Rick Rhodes. God damn it! How dare you?
See, that was what I was just going to say to piggyback off that is like, even if Cena does get another one, it doesn't matter because Tony Khan, one of the few things that motherfucker has done right has shown the world that Flair has got more than 16 championships.
Yeah.
So Cena would have to win like 7 or 8 championships in that year to freaking surpass him. And no Cena, that's a bad Cena. That's what made me turn off the goddamn TV in the first fucking place.
Yeah. Yeah. It's what.
And he did
me.
make a point in the scrum, where he talked about how he hasn't had the best win-loss record as of late.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got to actually start winning matches to be part of the contention. But there are opportunities that are sprinkled throughout. The Royal Rumble is an opportunity. The Elimination Chamber is an opportunity. Money in the Bank is an opportunity. King of the Ring, if that sticks around, is an opportunity. So if luck happens to be on Cena's side, there are a couple opportunities where even with a shitty win-loss record, he could end up finessing his way into an opportunity.
Yep.
Funny enough, all shit, I do not want to see him win.
I wouldn't mind seeing him get King of the Ring. Just because it would be different.
Yeah.
He's done Rumble, he's done Chamber, he's been Mr. Money in the Bank, and he failed.
Mm-hmm.
Let him win King of the Ring because he'd actually have to be there for a few weeks in a row to run through the tournament, and it's something that would be different for him.
Yeah, instead of a crown, he just rocks a diamond out baseball cap. It would be dead. They could do some shit with it. But yeah, I mean, we said the Undertaker, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, they call that the end of an era, but this is truly the end of an era. The John Cena. I mean, he survived WWE through the whole PG era, ruthless aggression era, everything he did. So as much as I didn't like it, how much he won and everything he did, you got to give the devil his due. You give credit where credit is due. So, like you said, James, thank you, Cena, and all this stuff he did. He is the best advocate for being the face of WWE with all the Make-A-Wish and everything, and then hopefully he just keeps going into the movies. He said it's the end of his in-ring career. He'll always be part of the WWE family. So whether it's a backstage like producer role, he just won't be referee and all that other stuff. He said, but
Yeah, well,
reporter asked him.
Well, that and the fact that he's on voiceovers now, like every car commercial I ever hear, he's
Every
on a
Honda
car commercial. Yeah, every Honda thing, and he's now seeing him fight Homelander in Mortal Kombat. No, with assholes who draped themselves in the flag. It's like, holy shit, what the hell is he doing in Mortal Kombat? Right? Good for him.
Mm-hmm. Peacemaker, baby.
I mean, the Honda stuff isn't that big of a surprise. He's a big car nut, so.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
He had a
uploaded to WrestleMania 23 with a freaking Ford Mustang.
He had a YouTube channel dedicated to all his cars and everything. So he used to show. I did watch that.
And that dumb motherfucker actually drove that car himself and did that stunt. And Pritchard about popped his shit. You're gonna what? Like you're gonna risk the main event, dude. Like what are you doing to us?
Yeah,
Another one that I say so Sean should have won that. I don't give a damn what you said, but Sean said he didn't want to win the titles anymore. He told Vince that.
I think if Hunter had not torn his quad because that was going to be the match, I think Hunter would.
Yeah.
My opinion, don't know, don't work for Vince, thank fucking God. But just I'm of the belief that Hunter would have won the rematch in Detroit if it had gone down.
Yeah, true. I will. Fuck, there was a point I was gonna make when you. Oh yeah, shout out 5 questions with the champ real quick because that shit was.
Oh yeah.
Hilarious. That shit was
we
always
totally
hilarious.
post that shit on XMV and did it every week with a different host. Every fucking week,
dude. It was hilarious.
It was so good.
I had not laughed that hard in anything in age. Dude. If he does not, after all this shit that he does, like go into stand-up comedy and do the stick he did kind of on 5 questions, I'm shocked because he's so funny. Like, he's up there with Bill Burr levels of funny. Like, seriously.
Dude, that was good. And one of the better parts of that 5 question segment was every time he swore, Brawler's face to come up. Brawler.
Yeah, Brawler.
Brawler.
Yeah. Brooklyn Brawler's face just.
What the fuck, Lombardi? What you doing here? Get out of here with this shit.
But yeah,
that started as a rib. That started as a rib.
Total rib.
And then fucking Vince laughed, and he's like, well, "Now you gotta go with it, bud." And Steve Lombardi's
Yep.
like,
It's like you gotta come back to the old man. Now you gotta do it every time.
Yeah.
Bitch.
I love that.
What we get for being creative.
Yeah.
Now, I'm just glad he gets to go out on his own terms, no injury or anything. So he earned my respect. Salute to you. Now go make some earnest movies, because damn if you don't look like that guy.
Wow.
Go look at Cena with a side-by-side comparison.
Ernest goes to
Ernest
NASCAR.
Warrior. Yeah, exactly.
I was gonna say, is he Ernest now or Ernest like back then?
Back
Back then.
Yeah, that makes sense. There you go.
Jim Barney's here always look really nice.
Jim Barney, yeah, that's his name.
Yeah, that's true.
Cena's hair. Oh God! If we see him in Vegas, dude, I'm gonna take him to a electrologist. Like, just please fix it before you
fucking buy keep. You're a millionaire. Buy keeps.
Seriously,
buy keeps.
Oh God! So one thing I'm gonna rag on his ass for if I see him. Okay, I guess is it my turn, or did you go, Jay? Or
it's your turn.
Oh God! Okay. All right. So I've been privileged in the last almost 20 years to be in person for 3 really good John Cena moments and one I'll never forget that's not good. I was in Anaheim when he teamed up with Hulk and Shawn Michaels, which as a Hulkamaniac was cool. Even being in the Ducks building, that was still cool to see Hogan come out there. Of course, we were at the Thomas and Mack the night of the infamous pipe bomb from CM Punk, and JJ and I met him out front of the. Actually, that's more out of the side of the arena because they had the stupid meet and greet area over there. But anyway, we met him then. Of course, SummerSlam 2014, which I still cannot get through to this day. Oh God, I'll get into it in a second. And then, of course, last year WrestleMania, we had the entrance with the kid. That was just too fucking cool.
Smash.
Yeah, it's no secret that Don and the Casa have been acquainted for the better part of 13 years now. God, that's crazy shit. Because it was around the time of that pipe bomb promo that we really got acquainted. So we've been through the shit with the boy. Aaron's wife at the time had to help Aaron and others drag me out of the Staples Center the night that he and Brock had that ridiculous one-sided nonsense. Awful. It was awful. It was just awful. Got out of hand. Was what it was. But we've within the greater Jeff Meacham community, before we started calling it a multiverse, we've been very privileged to get to interact with him, limited basis wise, but he's a busy guy. We're busy guys. It happens. I've known this was coming for a while. I just wasn't prepared for it. Obviously, like I said, I've been verklempt all day now. But I am. Take that goddamn image out of the studio. Get that shit out of here. God damn it.
I will not.
I hate it so much.
Did I tell you?
I know. No, I've been seeing it for a better part of 10 years now, and like he even told me, he's like, yeah, I can't even argue with it. I can't.
He even does his facial reactions.
Dude, what's so bad is that picture is definitely post Rollins because his nose is like this big. So that's what gave me Ernest's face was freaking Rollins taking his knee upside his nose. Fuck.
I have no idea what's happening.
Broken James. That's it.
That's
what
the
did you
saddest
do?
part is it's true.
Because his nose is like 3 times as wide because Rollins done laid into it with a goddamn errant knee. Like,
Jeff
oh,
turned him into a Pokemon is what happened, Noah. Now he's wheezing.
Wheezy.
Like, no, James, come back.
I'm
Pokemon is so fucking overrated. Friggin' bullshit. You put a smile and a color on, all of a sudden it's a thing.
Pokemon.
Pokemon should have died generations ago. Don't ask me.
Yu-Gi-Oh is where it's at.
Fuck yeah. And that actually had a bit of ending, but this isn't an animation podcast. Take it back to Jeff so we can get this.
Well, the original Pokemon with Ash.
No one cares about the 151 anymore.
Back to Jeff.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah,
she got offended.
That's why Jeff drinks. Anyway,
he takes a shot every time we veer off course.
No. If I'd have done that, I'd be going to the hospital.
Dead, Datilla.
I'd be dead. I would have expired right here on the fucking floor at my desk. Are you kidding me? Fucking hell.
And here I thought James was the only troublemaker. Datilla, what you trying to start here?
Yeah, exactly. What the hell?
I think, JJ, get away from James. The corruption is spreading.
My autism's spreading.
Oh,
no.
Continue, please.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's it.
I knocked it down. Hang on. I fix. Wait, hang on.
Off the rails again.
Hang on, I'll get it. Hang on. Trying to be sit.
Jeff can't he's trying to sit. He
Jeff
lost his camera.
to fix James.
I swear, the moment I'm about to go via hell on you crazy motherfuckers. Someone get the decorum restored here.
I got it. I'm here. All right.
As you were saying, Jeff.
What the fuck is he repeating for? Okay. As stated right after John's segment and the announcement, the goal. No, it's not a goal. This is fucking happening. This is happening. I don't care what I got to do.
Yeah.
I don't care how much blood I have to donate, how many organs I have to donate. I don't care how many children I have to sell into slavery, including my own. We are going to WrestleMania. It's going to be a thing.
How long ago was that picture?
That was
the night of the CM Punk pipe bomb.
Oh,
2011.
Yeah.
No,
That's the picture in this graphic. It's in the upper right. That's the same picture.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I edited it because I found a really good long shot of SummerSlam 2021 and just went with it. But yeah, that's the goal, is to get at least the dads, because we're within close proximity. It won't cost. Getting there won't cost so goddamn much. It's just actually going to the show will cost so goddamn much. And it's going to go up down in price. So thanks for that, John, you fuckhead. Appreciate that.
Oh, man. Vegas is about to drop it more than ever.
It's he's got anywhere from 30 to 40 dates. That's going to be WrestleMania week on its own.
Mm.
It's going to be like 25 shows that week as it is.
We'll turn into the John Cena car show.
Yeah, no kidding. But yeah, it's one of those things, being acquainted with him outside of the purview of the public or whatever. You get to find out some shit that you don't necessarily think you'll get to know if you're just a fan or you do a meet and greet or whatever. We've been lucky. As far as I know, both of our kids, JJ and I, have met John now. Yeah. He is every bit the good guy that you all have said he is. He is a next level human being. And what James said was right on the money. He has been the best face of this company, the WWE, that there ever was. For all my Hulkamania and all my fandom of Hulk Hogan, a lot of drama goes along with Hulk Hogan as the face of the WWF. Steve Austin, brother. Yeah, and Steve Austin, Rocky, Hunter, Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, all those guys. I will take that help from the Dominguez siblings and from everybody else, please. And Daniel, I promise you, Daniel, I will gladly use the super chats if you start spelling my name right. We're gonna get super chats to get Daniel a spelling class to get to spell my name right. But I love you for that. I love the suggestion, but literally,
Meacham.
The right spelling's right there and right here every fucking day.
It could be your alter ego, though. Jeff Meacham.
Meacham. No, because there's Meacham as it is, because Mia Yim, because they still won't let that fucking booking name go away. So no,
true.
Meacham.
I
Anyway.
think they're keeping that against you, like as a rib on you.
I think it is too, because I know Hunter and his mind is sick and twisted. Damn you, Paul. Anyway, yeah, John is a class act. I would hope that anybody that comes along after him can follow his example, not just the character, but the man.
So you're just ignoring Cody Rhodes and everything he's doing?
No, I'm not at all. That's not what I'm doing at all. That was kind of I didn't appreciate that, as a matter of fact. I think that John for far too long got a bad rep because of booking going his way too long and too often. You know, JJ and I were in the crowd at SummerSlam 2010, and even being a fan at that point, it was like, what the hell is this booking? We just completely torpedoed the best heel group to come along in over 10 years.
Dead.
It was all, but again, you know, he still was able to handle everything with class, and he dealt with a lot of shit in the media with what happened with his first wife and all that bullshit that went down, and the thing with Nicole, and however real that was, whatever. But if nothing else I've learned from John, I finally was able to get my hand on one of these. I think it was SummerSlam 2011. I will forever keep this at my desk, because with all the injuries I pile up and everything, just having my normal existence and the spaz that I am, you don't give up. Because it's when you give up that everybody else gives up on you and says, fuck it too. So, John, it's going to be a very tough year around here, without a doubt, because when that final day gets announced, it's going to be a fakaktam a day. But JJ and I, and hopefully the majority of the family the family of the Multiverse. Hell, my own family too. My dad might go now that he knows I might get to see John for the last time. He may actually pony up and go with us. And I'm taking my son to WrestleMania, Jade. I hope you're watching. I'm taking my son to WrestleMania. It's gonna be a thing. I will fight to the death in front of a judge if I have to. I don't care. Fuck, I'm going, and I'm taking him with me. But very happy for him. Like you guys all said, he gets to go out on his own terms. So that's super cool. Let's hope he gets there. And there's, just the perfect way to go out on your own terms. Last Rumble, last Chamber event, whether he's in the Chamber or not. I don't think I want him in the Chamber. I don't think my heart can take it. And then we'll be at WrestleMania, and then we'll see what happens after Mania. But I'm happy for my friend that he gets to do his own thing in his own way.
Amen.
What I would like to try to pull off, if there's any way, would be to be his first interview after December next year.
That would be nice. That would be nice. That would be very cool. I would hope that there's a couple people. There's somebody on the other side of the gender of the roster that had her contract expire. We've been friends with her for a while. I would love to see her appear in some capacity, in some way. But that's a whole other discussion for a whole other show. But I would like to think that, end of next year. You know what? Our anniversary shows always seem to pull out the craziest peoples and guest stars. Just saying.
It's fair.
And I got time. I got time on my side.
And there's night. It's nighttime where I'm at, and I have a heart. Do the math, folks.
All right. Well, that just about wraps up the conversation, the topics.
That's it.
So I will run the watch along trailer one more time. Give people an opportunity to super chat more topics if they would like. I do want to call attention to Emmanuel's comment, though, although not super chatted. He did say, all jokes aside, John Cena, the total Bella, was an a-hole, but John Cena, who made the Make-A-Wish, thank you for sacrificing your body for our entertainment.
How dare you?
So even Emmanuel.
How dare you disrespect Deacon Stokes like that?
Well, no, this is where the knowledge is not power. This is where the knowledge is fucking burden, because the Bella stuff was bullshit and it was TV manufactured. So yeah, take it how you want to, and then go to commercial before I get myself in more trouble.
Okay.
Okay.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
Right. Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh! Still superior to Pokemon for life. Anyway, all the wrestling, 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 all the professional wrestling. Damn it. And sports.
And yeah, combat sports and contact sports.
All the sports.
And sports.
Sports. Yes.
And the
Because
parts
that
did,
boy
and the
has
par-
started doing watch-alongs for pro sport events.
Mm-hmm. Pro sports.
All right.
And those spoil sports who just hate everything and are so.
I mean, no, I'm not into those.
No.
An anime argument.
Your super chat did so lovers Noah, the Yu-Gi-Oh! And freaking Pokemon debate. What the fuck you trying to start here, Walter? Shut the hell up.
Amen to
Get
that.
the fuck up, Walter.
We're not trying
to get one of this at the end of the year. Everybody's gonna
Look, I like Yu-Gi-Oh! I like Pokemon.
I like Yu-Gi-Oh! So there you go.
Who's your favorite Don't Monster?
I like ending the show when we can, since we're done with the topics, but that's just me.
That's a topic for another day. All right, so we get super chat. I'm gonna try and make sure we close this thing out before.
Yeah, let's chill and get out of here before the super chat starts.
Come on, chill. Shut up, chill. I'm ready to get some sleep.
Follow the Cleveland Combatant on Twitter at Walking Hymnal, on Instagram at Malomangram. Follow the resident Big Baller, who was supposed to be here tonight, but don't know what happened.
I think he dozed off.
TikTok, Big Baller G 1988. Twitter, no DQ _ Big Baller G. Instagram and Threads, no DQ _ Big Baller G 1988. The Tilla.
There we go.
You can follow me on Twitter at @this_talk all things wrestling, AEW, WWE, TNA. You can check me out on my YouTube channel, Rangers of Wrestling. I go live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, vacation Saturdays and Sundays. I did do a review for Money in the Bank, and I'll do Heatwave. But because somebody didn't hold up their end of the deal, I won't be doing the fallout from NXT. Hate to break that to you.
What happened? Wait. Who fucked up?
Oh, my friend did. I told him that if he watched and reviewed TNA, I would do the fallout for Heatwave, but he didn't. So
Is this a local friend?
What do you mean?
Do they live in the greater LA area?
No.
Okay, because I was going to volunteer to go throw a shoe at him for fucking up our Joju.
Throw a shoe.
Who throws a shoe? Honestly, this guy. This
Okay,
fucking
Austin
guy.
Powers.
My mom's Puerto Rican. Let her do the throwing. She'll hit her from here.
2027 gimmick.
Oh Lord.
And Tony Storm.
Chin up, tits out. Watch for the shoe. God damn it.
Yep, damn right.
Amen.
That hurts my feelings though to know that Dattilo will not be reviewing NXT on Tuesday, but I guess that means I don't have to bring my back brace up after work tomorrow. So.
See, there's good and
There
bad.
is positive there.
Yes,
just
there you
leave it
go.
in my car overnight.
That's funny. You're funny.
Walter.
Like you put it in the shade so it doesn't burn when the sun comes up. Fuck.
Jeff, make it a slipper and let my mom throw it. She'll hit him from here.
God damn.
She's Puerto Rican.
Oh, jeez.
Build it like a boomerang. Just
exactly.
No me chingas a Puerto Rico. Oye, ¿qué?
She'll catch it too.
Ay, Dios
All
mío.
right.
Canada's full of mundo.
All right, guys, come on. Let's keep this closing party going.
So at the X is Walter Alex Cruz, the Calfire, Instagram, Rage of Wrestling YouTube channel, and tune into Jeff Meacham Network. It's gonna be me and Noah tomorrow for Heat Wave, and it's a heat wave in Cali. It's a heat wave at NXT. It's a heat wave everywhere now.
Everything burns and I'm dying.
Have to miss tomorrow. Damn it!
Right.
Prayers for passions, brother. You're doing the right thing.
I know. You keep
It doesn't have to
telling
be
me
fun.
that.
I get it. It happens to me a lot.
It's just this is
You
the
sound like
second
Walter from.
one I've had to miss out on. So
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
you can follow me on Instagram, the Renegade JJ Williams, on Twitter, ROWJJ Williams, on YouTube, Casa D18 Studios. Statboy was here earlier. You can follow him on Facebook, Mike Caldwell, on Twitter, LBStatKid1977, on Instagram, Statboy13. You can also find his partner in crime, Dory Lou, on Facebook, Dory Lou Hathaway, on Twitter, Hathaway Lou, on Instagram, Dory Lou. James.
You can find me on YouTube and Twitter at jhebertside95 and on Facebook at James Hebert Hebert. We don't have the t-shirt in the loading graphics, but I do really cool and dumb things on the internet. Jay Hebertside will be debuting a week late again because I've been too busy with the actual doc and 4th of July stuff, and I really wanted to celebrate the 4th, so there you go. And Gary Hebert, World Academy of Hockey Trailer 1, you can find right here on this QR code. And you can find the second trailer on this QR code. It's a lot of fun. It's very, very good. It's been highly touted, this trailer, and we can't play it because Bruno Mars sucks. So yeah, well, Bruno Mars' agenting team sucks. Now, he's a good artist, but you know,
Yeah, damn your talented ass for wanting to own your shit and make money off it. Fuck you, Bruno.
yeah. No, I know.
Yeah, you suck.
Copyright
Make money, dude.
Yeah, right. No, we let him.
Sounded
make money.
like
We just,
Metallica versus Napster and shit.
Right?
yeah. Oh man. Oh my God. That's fucking.
Fuck you,
just unlocked
Metallica.
the thing.
Own your shit.
Yeah. Right.
Noah.
Yes, if you all indeed. Good God Almighty, the madness I endure. Follow me if you choose on the Twitter and on YouTube and Foster916, primarily for all things wrestling. Shout out, of course, the DW family on the Twitter and our social media platforms. Again, the community tabs where you keep up, give me your own simple set on all the pay-per-views, PLEs we cover in the multiverse of media, and keep in tune with leaderboards where I always showcase the top 25 across all 5 leagues at certain times, as well as keep you in tune with all the prediction forums. You will currently find the NXT Heatwave forum on my community tab and on my Twitch account too. I'm just going to give it to you. And again, folks, as Walter says, it'll be simply reliable coming back here covering NXT Heatwave, as I only wish to constantly encourage and remind you to just do live and enjoy professional wrestling too. It is truly as simple as that. As I finish up my Sunday morning priorities here right now on this PowerPoint. Why is this not fitting in the slide?
Right now.
Why is that bigger than it needs to be? And yeah, I do not acknowledge the bootleg bloodline. Yeah, I got it out there eventually.
Yeah, you know what? Hey, can we stop calling the bootleg bloodline? Because they whooped ass tonight.
No.
I like what Arlene has to say here. I wonder what's going to come first, the documentary or Cena's retirement?
Definitely the documentary. Definitely the documentary. No, okay.
Yeah.
So all jokes aside, it actually has to be released by the end of the month. So it's definitely going to be a documentary. So yeah, no, that's coming along good. Don't worry, it's coming out. It's not going to be before Cena's retirement. I promise.
SummerSlam week, we're promoting the shit out of the completion of that thing. There you go, kids.
There you go. Exactly.
Fair enough.
All right. I see that Jeff hasn't loaded any other graphics in here, so I'm going to assume everything in here is accurate.
God, I hope so.
Ahead of tomorrow's presentation of Heatwave, go back in the archives, check out the Simply Predicting that we did this past week. Look at the thoughts that me and Noah and company had for tomorrow's show.
Me too.
Of course, make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, for our coverage of NXT Heatwave.
3 p.m. Denise. Sorry. She was late today. So. Anyway, that's true.
What day is Meach's Musings going to be this week? Monday, Tuesday, Thursday? Which day?
Hey, what are you getting on my case for? That's that boy's fault. I think the graphics in here. If not, it'll be on Mondays, which that means it's not right. So yeah, don't put it up. It'll be Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. See how Heatwave goes. We'll be talking about more about Money in the Bank. I'll be probably talking about the whole week because we've had a lot of unexpected impromptu watch-alongs this week. We'll have guaranteed scheduled 2 more next week. So lots of stuff to talk about, lots of stuff to shill on Meach's Musings, as I do each and every Monday, more often than not that it goes up.
I was going to say this past week had the impromptu because we had the Rampage yesterday and the Collision today.
You're right. As I'll say, yeah, this past week we had 2 impromptus, and we also had one on Wednesday that we were already. Wednesday was an impromptu from Saturday last week, so it just kind of, the whole week just kind of sprung up on us.
As it does.
Speaking of Wednesday, make sure you guys tune in this coming Wednesday for our coverage of the Owen Hart Foundation Tournament Finals.
Mm-hmm.
It'll see Willow Nightingale versus Mariah May, and some guy that does cowboy shit versus the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson.
Brock Lesnar's going to be on AEW?
You've also got the Calgary Street Fight.
Yes.
Or the Stampede Street Fight. That's what it is. The Stampede Street Fight with your For the World champion, the Learning Tree Chris Jericho, taking on the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe. We've also got that insane match that I talked about earlier, Claudio Castagnoli versus Kyle Fletcher.
I love
versus Pac versus Tomohiro Ishii. So much good stuff coming up on Dynamite this week. And
I didn't watch Collision, so it's the first time I'm hearing this.
Huh?
I didn't watch Collision, so this is the first time I'm hearing this.
Oh, okay. Well,
there you go.
And
we bring you news.
And then next Friday will be our coverage of Prestige Wrestling Combat Clash.
First ever.
Anybody that wishes to watch along with us as we provide our alternative commentary, it is free. FREE, free on YouTube.
Indeed.
Dude, I'm watching for Sabin and Shelley. Not going to lie. That's going to be a banger.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah. There's quite a few matches that look like they're going to be interesting. I will see if I can get the graphics over the course of the week for you to Meachamize.
I can do that. Give me something to fucking do. Besides be cold.
Other than that, that is it.
Mm-hmm.
We've got an hour before midnight here on the West Coast.
It's never a bad thing.
I know. Walter's like, damn, I could get used to this shit.
I know. I think in honor of Cena, we got to all do the military salute.
The thing is, though, if Walter stays out here any longer, he's gonna be a freaking. He's gonna look like he's wearing blackface during the show.
Damn.
Damn. Dude, the sun is not your friend.
Actually, it might be his run, to be fair. I mean, he's getting a big fan.
I feel like we've got to get this one last clip in before we get off the air here.
Yes, I love it.
And
The way that camera
I'm
shakes,
copyright.
that camera shook hard.
Yeah, it did.
And it should, damn it. Oh man.
We believe in Joe Hendry, and so should you.
There's a good topic. There's a good topic.
I do not trust the system.
I don't trust them at all.
Stop trying to force that on us.
That's right. Consent is a real thing.
I will tell you what.
Here we go.
I will trust the system when you start watching and reviewing NXT every week.
I guess that's not going to happen.
Every week.
Then you got to deal with them not trusting the system. Quite frankly, who wants
fair.
a virus? Who wants a virus on who wants an XP level virus on their system? God damn.
Hey, XP was a good business. You shut the fuck up. Vista was a piece of shit.
Vista was a piece of shit, but it doesn't mean that XP didn't have its problems.
I guess that's fair, but it still was a cleaner interface. But this is not an IT chat, and there's no super chat. Let's close this thing out. Stop it.
What the fuck is happening?
I don't know.
It's triggering the IT in me. Close this thing out.
Windows ME says
for Stat Boy, for Datilla, for Walter, for the Heat Man and the Simple Man, for Avatar Man and his trusty sidekick, Jeff Meacham. I am the Renegade JJ Williams. Thank y'all for joining us for another installment of Open Mic Night. We will see you guys next week.
The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.